up? What's 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 up? Ladies, what's up? What's up? What's up? I'm sorry, I had to hit y'all with the bankhead bounce. Had to hit y'all with the bankhead bounce, okay? As we bounce right on back, okay? Because your girl was having some technical difficulties. But we are here again this Thursday for the Ooh Ladies First panel, okay? So thank you guys so much for joining us. Come on in the room, okay? And let us know that you are here by hitting the like button, okay? When you enter the room, you always want to speak. So go ahead and tap that like button for me. How y'all doing, ladies? How's everybody doing this week?
You know, good.
I'm good. I need everybody to make sure they're using the hashtag OLFP. Hashtag OLFP everywhere. Okay. Make them people ask, what's OLFP?
Mm-hmm. Right.
What is that?
That's right. Okay. Make them ask what's up. All right, y'all. We're not going to waste no time. We've wasted enough. So let's go ahead and get into Mary F. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and hop into our first group. Okay. The first group we have are some dreadheads. Let's get into these good old dreadheads. We have Ace Hood. We also have Waka Flocka, and then we have 2 Chainz. Who would like to do the honors first?
Oh, this is difficult. Anybody?
I don't want to smash.
Go ahead, Jaylee. Come on.
I would marry Ace Hood because he seemed like he can fuck, and he also seems nice on the show. So I would do Ace Hood. Marry Ace Hood. I would fuck Waka Flocka because it's Waka Flocka, and I feel like he go hard in the paint. You know what I'm saying? I like that. And the only reason I would kill 2 Chainz because I don't really know him that well. He seemed cool or whatever, but I'm like, 2 Chainz, Titty Boy. I don't. It's a that. God damn it. See, that's why I gotta kill 2 Chainz because the next one my face. So yeah, he gotta die.
I have to agree with you, Jaylee. That's what I was gonna say. Only because honestly, I don't want to smash none of these people. Not at all. But something about 2 Chainz, y'all. 2 Chainz is always rapping about his kids, Keisha, Halo, and all. Everybody, I love his kid's name, Halo. So I just see him as a father. Not like my father, but a father, somebody's daddy and somebody's husband. So I don't want to smash two Chainz. So 2 Chainz can go. So it's Mary, Ace, Smash, Waka. 2 Chainz can go.
So for me, this is a little difficult. And the reason why I say that is because I watched 2 Chainz show on Facebook where he goes to like different places and tries really expensive weed recipes and stuff like that. And I would want to marry him for that alone. On top of the fact that, I don't know, I like him. I feel like we would have fun together. I feel like we would be joked out and shit. Like, he just seemed cool as fuck. The thing about Ace Hood is I know he look all good and shit on that show, but I don't know him like that. I just don't. Like, he nice looking, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the mommy issues and you acting cool, and I like, Sheila Marie. So, she can have you. But I would fuck Waka just to see. Just to see. Round of applause.
Yeah, I agree with Jay Lee. I definitely agree with Jay Lee. I would marry Ace Hood, smash Waka Flocka, and I would have to send 2 Chainz on his way because it's not a whole lot about 2 Chainz that I really am attracted to for real. But yeah.
We're arguing with Lyric about this because he, nigga, shut up. What you jealous for? You love 2 Chainz.
I feel like that's also a bad picture of Waka. Extremely bad picture of mama. I said mama. He looked like his mama in this picture. That's why I said
Who, Waka?
I still think he looks nice looking in that picture.
I like he look good in this picture. Now Ace Hood don't look the best. Yeah, I think
it was a picture of Ace Hood. I think none of the pictures I've seen of Ace Hood do him justice. The camera loves Ace Hood. Like, his video camera loves him. Yeah, see, it's just the fact that I've watched 2 Chainz so much, you know what I'm saying, and his personality that I really like him. And like I said, once again, like, what? The vacations, the perks.
The most expensivest, I think, was the name of the show.
Yes.
I love that
the
show.
most
Yeah.
expensive- Bruh, are you serious? Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and transition into our next group. These are really just a bunch of randoms for real. They're just randoms, okay? We got Yo Gotti, we got Plies, and Scrappy. Who want to go?
I'm glad Lyric left.
What you said, JJ? I just don't even.
I'm glad Lyric left.
Come on.
Plies
Stand by
fake
the side.
teeth. Plies fake teeth. Yo Gotti's head. Just fucking that in my face. That is driving me crazy. I don't know where it came from.
She's so out of line.
Girl. It's just so much going on. Let me kill it and talk at the same time. But I just, for visual purposes, we can't marry Scrap because Scrap ain't shit as a husband. But I want fuck Scrap. So I will fuck Scrap. But I have to marry Plies because Plies is funny. I like his talking sometimes, even though he sound like the Fairly Odd Parents guy. He like Cosmo and Wanda voice. So I guess that's the thing. So I guess I'll marry 2 Chainz. And Yo Gotti, his head shape, not 2 Chainz, Plies. I guess I'll marry Plies because, it's the lesser 2 evils. And I would kill Yo Gotti because his head shape was just too weird for me. I don't want to birth weird head shaped babies. So he got to go.
For me, my first instinct was, of course, to smash Scrappy. I would marry Yo Gotti only because I feel like he's the type of dude to really like blow your head up off of nothing. Like I could be walking around the house looking like nothing, and he would be like, "Ooh, like he always keep your confidence up there, be real thirsty, So I think that would be fun. And he's also a clown. But I don't think that he's clown enough to where like he would get on my nerves like I feel like Plies would. Plies would not close his damn mouth. So I would marry Yo Gotti, smash Scrappy, and Plies could go.
This is not a good picture of Yo Gotti because when I see Yo Gotti in videos, I feel like he can get it. So I'm gonna marry Yo Gotti because I feel like he's not as hard to deal with as Scrappy. See, if Scrappy doesn't submit the way I need him to, we would have a fucking problem. But see, another thing about me is that you ain't gonna put me on Love and Hip Hop and make it seem as if you did something for me, nigga. I'll go back to the news station before I let you have that type of power over me. Because that's what you use over your baby mama, and that's what you use over the BAM, is that you got them on Love and Hip Hop, and so that means something, I guess. I'm just saying, we already knew who BAM was, but whatever. But he likes to throw that out there. So that type of shit would make me want to stab him, and then fuck him, and then love him, and fix him breakfast, and like rub his feet, and then stab him, and then fuck him and take him to the hospital, and then rub his feet and roll him a joint and make it all better. But I would probably submit or commit. No, submit, because see, Scrappy needs to learn how to stop arguing for the sake of arguing. So he needs to submit. He argues for the sake of arguing. He's one of those men that believes because he's a man, I have to win the argument, even though you're wrong and you sound dumb as hell. And you're almost agreeing with what I'm saying, but you're acting as if you're in disagreement with what I'm saying. But you're saying exactly what I'm saying. He's that type of person. And I know those people. I've been with those people. And, I didn't stab him, but I wanted to kill him often. I had a lot of sex with him, but I wanted to kill him often. But he was a good friend. You know what I'm saying? But just, you can't be in relationships with people like that because you'll end up in jail.
All right.
Bambi is a special type of patience. But I would fuck him and be a baby mama and have a baby for him, and then go marry a better man that would take care of my child and me. Right. That's what I would do. So that I can always have that connection. So if I want to go fuck him again, there's a possibility.
Yeah, I will marry
Kill Plies.
Gotti.
I'm sorry. Kill Plies.
You'll kill Plies. I'll marry Gotti. It's something about Gotti made me think he'll probably really take care of me. Okay. And he do look like he can get it. So I would marry Gotti. And when it comes to Plies and Scrappy, I've always liked Scrappy, right? But the way he has been with Bambi, no, I don't even want to smash you. You're not a good husband, so I wouldn't want to marry you there. I wouldn't want to smash you because I ain't got time for you stretching out my uterus all the time. Every time we smash, I got to get pregnant. No. So he would have to die, and then I would just have to smash on Plies and be happy about it. So that's where I'm at with that.
You see all
Good
this came
night.
out.
Let's move on to the blonde heads, okay? We got Miss Tiffany Haddish, we got Amber Rose, and Eva Marcel.
Well, I got my gnat killer out, so let me answer. You used to mix a little vinegar, a little soap, dish soap, a little thing, and it kills them. I would marry Tiffany Haddish. Because I feel like I said before, I think her off air, not on stage aura is more cool, laid back, and fun. I like that. So I would marry her. And I think she on dildos. You know, not that she's a lesbian, but I think she's on dildos. I would fuck Amber Rose because I feel like she's a good fuck. I do. And I would kill Eva because her new teeth scare me.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I would think because you can't have weird teeth in your cooch. It's not gonna work.
Why would you reference
No
that?
teeth. No teeth.
That's what
Who's
Lisa just said about Plies.
Oh, that just give me. You know how you think about it. Okay. Anyway, get off of it. Anyway, for me,
Better teeth than braces, I'm sure.
I would marry Tiffany. Ooh, don't bring that up. Love at the lockup. That's why I use my tongue. I was like, no, Shane. Oh my God, Shane. Don't do it, Shane. Tiffany Haddish. I would marry Tiffany Haddish because I think she's funny. I think she's pretty, and then we can go and get our hair done at the same place. I would fuck Eva because how could I not fuck Eva? The only reason I'm not marrying her is because I don't like the way she sticks besides assumingly racist white people. I don't like the way she sticks beside them. I have a problem with that. And Amber Rose doesn't even want to be the quarter of black that she is. So you can kill that bitch. And you can kill her for that tattoo she put on her fucking forehead. Like, and you can kill her for when she wears really bad wigs. Like, why are you doing that to yourself? What is this? You know? So yeah, kill Amber.
Ooh. I'm not even drinking wine tonight.
Lord.
So I would go in order. Marry Eva. Eva seems like she is a good wife to Michael Sterling. Smash Amber Rose. I mean, I just want to see what the people talk about. And Tiffany Haddish, I only think about Tiffany Haddish in her stage mode. I know that she can be more down to earth because she's with Common, but I couldn't see me and her being in a room for 24 hours together without me losing my mind. So Tiffany would have to go.
1000% agree with Necey. Marry Eva. She's already married. Good mom for the most part. Amber, she already do the slut walk, so you already know she probably doing some stuff somewhere else too, child. And then Tiffany will probably, she'll probably get on my nerves because I do just see her as the character that she is on stage, child. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Probably old pillow princess ass bitch.
Not pillow princess.
Think about it. You pretty. When you had to work hard at the dick. Come on. She ain't working hard at the dick. She laid down. She did this.
But we don't have dicks though. It's our vaginas around here. We ain't got penises. So nobody gonna really be, working on dicks around here.
I'm just saying, they were saying like she was doing something special, and I'm just saying that bitch ain't doing nothing special. She pretty. She gonna lay down. She a laxative.
I think Amber fucks back. I think Amber for sure is a fuck backer. I don't think she's a pillow princess.
That's why I made sure to say I just wanted to see what the people were talking about. I didn't know she was gonna deliver. I just wanted to see what the people talking about.
I bet you. Man, I tell you, I bet some money on that shit. I bet some money on that shit. She might get on top and put all of her, titties on your head, but she ain't doing nothing specific. She too pretty to have to work hard. Only, people that didn't have some type of self-confidence issues work hard at pleasing dick.
So you think pretty people can't fuck good?
That's true. That is true.
No,
Bondy.
not that we don't, but the pussy's just good. You don't have to do all of that. So you can just lay
But
there.
you should want to.
No, yeah, you do Kegels, but
you done made Amber a whole.
I'm just saying. I've had insecurities. I snatch your soul. I've been with women, so I'm a little different. I snatch your soul on purpose. Just for the fun of it. I find it, exhilarating to win in sex. So I'm a different type of person. But her, being pretty and light skinned, and oh my God, I was the pretty girl in the neighborhood that everybody hated. All she had to do was lay there and get pounded. Fuck out of here, man.
I know. Oh Jesus!
You ever seen her deep throat on the internet like Sukihana?
No, I don't think because she's
gonna die.
I think there are also ugly dark skinned women who maybe don't fuck good and they just get fucked.
Yeah, of course, but I don't know though. Now that I think about that, damn, I don't know.
Well, that's true.
I think there is no rule to who can fuck good based on how they look. I know plenty of ugly niggas who could be horrible at sex. I know things.
Niggas
Okay,
can be bad at sex, no matter.
But no,
what.
but I know dudes. I know of females they fuck, so I know of females who may be pretty and fuck amazingly. But I also know dark women who may not be as pretty who also fuck horribly because they don't.
Like Carly Red, right?
She's not dark skinned.
No, but she's pretty and she probably fucks good because they say she does shit.
They say she's amazing, so I think how you fuck.
That goes from a whole.
They're gonna say, okay, story time. No story time today. I'm not doing that.
You not what you had to tell, girl?
Okay, no, that's why. No. Look, all I'm saying is, I know people.
Did she have something to prove? That's the only thing we need to ask ourselves.
But see, that's the difference. I think when you a hoe, being a hoe and being sexual are two different things. Hoes who hoeing for money and for accolades and for bills, you doing because it's to pay your rent. However, just in a relationship, I don't think because Amber's a pretty bitch that means she don't fuck, she get fucked. Because I think there are also darker skinned women who also lay around and get fucked too. I don't think Naomi Campbell out here fucking.
It's not about skin complexion. It's just about the pretty girl mentality.
I just think it's who you fucking.
Right. Because you might fuck somebody who you don't like. You know what? I'm gonna lay here because I don't care.
Yeah. But then if
you like somebody, you want to fuck their head off. Because Bonnie, you said because she's
I'm sorry.
You said she's pretty light skinned and she fuck bad. And I'm like, no.
Because she references her light skinnedness as her being the light skinned pretty girl in the neighborhood. That's why I said that. She said that about herself growing up. So
I know a light skinned pretty bitch from Linwood who fucked amazingly well, but she fucked a lot of people. Because I know.
Because her name Korean Stephanie.
Oh. Like I said, there are always exceptions to a rule, but let's not forget a lot of women fuck out of necessity. That's why they do it good, because they got to make a living off of it. I don't know if that was always Amber's situation as the pretty comfortable girl. No, I don't see a lot of the pretty, I know I'm pretty, comfortable girls that get all the attention from the niggas. I don't see them doing that much. I'm not saying that people don't fall in the cracks. I'm just saying.
I think that's the point. Well, no, I think my point is, I would not say because she pretty and she light skinned, she a bad fuck. Because then somebody can also say, well, because somebody, so that it's like it's a double-edged sword.
Again, it's not about her skin tone. It's about how she thinks about herself and her skin tone.
So if you think you too pretty, you don't have to fuck good because you're gonna think everybody want to fuck you.
Giselle.
Ooh, help me.
She don't count because Giselle.
We haven't got there.
Giselle a hoe. But that's
I feel like Giselle F back, but I feel like Robin is.
Yeah, I don't think Robin fucks back at all.
Robin don't fuck back because she won't fuck a woman. That's why she
I think Ashley fucks back. I think Ashley fucks back. I think Ashley's
She
a
ain't
good
fucking back
fuck.
Michael.
Ashley's a
Not
gymnast.
Michael, but whoever they fuck with Michael.
There we go.
She ain't gotta do much. But Ashley's a gymnast. Ashley probably like me. You think of sex,
Ashley
even
be
though
over there
you're a
breaking a
woman,
sweat.
sex is a conquest in some
Struggling.
ways for you. Like, I want to be good at this because I want to be good at this. I'm gonna get it on. I'm gonna spin on it. You know what I'm saying? But again,
Saki
somebody that
said you
uses
can be
sex
pretty and throw
trans-
that thing back as hard
I
as they
never
pitch
said you
it.
couldn't. I never said you couldn't.
Throw it back.
Yeah. I never said you couldn't.
I can't deal with you.
Who's next?
All right, let's go ahead and move on.
Ooh.
We're actually about to switch gears out of Mary F. Kill, and let's get into how I want to say this. It's kind of like only one can stay, right? Thank you so much for the super chat, Carrie. Carrie says, I've seen old pictures of Amber. She wasn't always bad. She probably had low self-esteem growing up. Possibly. I think a lot of them probably fall in that realm. So this one is one kind of like one gotta stay, right? So two artists recently dropped some music, and I'm wondering if you guys only had one album that you can listen to out of the two of theirs, whose would you listen to for the rest of the year? You only can choose one to listen to for the remainder
rest of the year?
of the year. Yes, you choose the two here, or you choose whoever is behind door number 3.
Who's behind
So
door
do I
number
not?
3? Random?
It's a secret.
It's random. It's random. I gotta
But
wait till
so-
y'all find out.
But
I
can
gotta
we
wait.
not listen to any? So we can only listen to their stuff and nobody
Oh,
else
Nobody else's. Nope. You only have their
for the rest of
catalog
this year.
for the rest of this year.
Like all their music, or this the recent album?
Just the recent albums.
I'm going with door number 3.
I'm gonna tell you once everybody make their choice.
I'm gonna
Oh,
say
God.
Drake
You bet. It's gonna
because
be
3 could be like some polka music, and I don't want to fuck around no polka music for the rest of the year.
Do it
I
like
can
it's
do
my
Drake.
new day.
See, now I don't hear it all day. See, I would pick Drake. I would not pick Kanye. Kanye would look. He can the bottom where we left him. He can be down there.
Good night. Who you got, Bondy? You can only choose one album out of the two individuals to listen to for the rest of the year. If it's neither of them, you have to choose door number 3, and I'll tell you who it is once
And
we
we're
all
talking about
choose.
their most recent album?
The most recent album, and you only can listen to that for the rest of the year.
3.
Okay, I'm riding with Jay Lee. So we over here on some Drake. Ain't nobody choosing Kanye West, and behind door number 3, I have Big Sean's first album.
Okay.
That wins.
Finally,
But see, I
famous.
can do either Drake or Big Sean first album.
Me
I don't
too.
mind
True.
Drake's album. And
True.
I'm Big Sean,
Honestly,
you know, 313
I
all day.
listen.
Yeah.
I listened to it, but nothing really grabbed me the way Scorpion grabbed me. Like, I was listening to
Ooh.
Scorpion, like, yeah, I like that. I was listening to that shit in the car, and I was just like, this shit is so monotonous and whiny. Okay. At least with Kanye, he had that real good Lauryn Hill sample. You know what I'm saying? There were songs that actually grabbed me and made me pay attention to the song, versus Drake, which I felt like was just like a lot of, melodic whining, singing and shit. I don't know. I have to listen to it again. But yeah.
Yeah,
I
he
listened
actually
to it.
spit bars on there. I feel like
No,
a lot
I
of
know
people
he
weren't
did, but I
expecting
just
that.
meant also the
sounds.
beats.
Like, yeah, the sound, yeah.
Just the way his shit kind of flows. It's just,
Mhm.
But I thought the Too Sexy song was trash as fuck with the video hilarious.
I haven't seen the video. But
That
I hate
song
the
get in your
song.
head.
Huh?
You say what, DC?
I haven't seen the video, but I did not like Too Sexy. I was like, why is everybody captioning this?
Because
out?
they
Like,
saw the video, and the
The
video,
video is funny.
okay. I didn't like that.
because
I
they were
haven't
like,
seen the video yet.
they were doing all kind of dance moves and
Okay.
shit, and doing like old school like video type of parody type shit. So it was funny,
It was
but
comedy.
the song is as trash as it gets. I'm sorry, y'all. Even the sample was bad. I was like, no, none of this is good for me. I didn't like, how something is monotonous and they saying it over and over again, so it gets stuck in y'all head. But when I listened to it, I was just like, yeah, no, they've done so much better than this so many times, y'all. Like, I love Drake and Future together, and this just was not it.
And that's the thing. Drake was smart. Drake knew that. I think Drake knew that, and so I have to make a funny video because it's gonna make y'all listen to it. So he actually did the right thing by not having to be a single, but having to be a video. Because now people like the song.
Yeah.
On
When I
some
first
Hotline
heard it, I
Bling.
hated it. I hated it. But then the more I listen to the album, the song kind of gets in my head. And I'm like, oh, this ain't too bad. I still haven't seen the music video yet. But the song, unfortunately, is
Do it like
growing
it
on
might
me. Definitely better than that one.
See, that's some horrible ass shit.
Do it like
But
it
we
might
be out here doing it like it's our B-Day.
We're
So,
also
somebody made it
comparing.
work.
Baby.
I'm also comparing Jocelyn's other music to this song, just like I'm comparing Drake
still
and
doing my
Future's
pretty
other
kid.
music to that song. Like, take it back, return the sender, try again, come back, give me another one. I don't like
Ooh.
it. Sorry.
Not you don't like Aubrey, so there's that. He's a fake
I like
gangster. Oh,
Aubrey.
pass. That's mean.
Magic.
Now, what would
Yeah,
you consider
gangster.
Kanye?
Oh, he's super fake.
Goodness.
You know what I don't like about him? I feel like when he first came out, he wanted to be the guy that likes the black big booty stripper girls. You know, like that was to get everybody into not seeing him as wheelchair Jimmy. And then you turn around and impregnate some random white French bitch. And it just kind of made me feel like, aha, it's a gimmick.
She do look real big booty stripper-ish though.
She is, but she's also
she not
white.
black.
And we had never seen him with a white girl prior. Like he was all about the black girls. And now the one you decide to actually finally put a baby inside of and go raw for.
I don't think that was a conscious decision. I think that was a whole accident.
Yeah,
that was a whole accident.
He wanted her to
did
have
not
an
want that
abortion.
one.
And she said
I feel
no.
like that's fine. It could be. I'm not saying it was on purpose, but I'm still saying the irony of it just kind of made me feel like if you were so careful with everybody else and you get to this one person and this accident happens, it just kind of made me feel like the fact that you didn't fight her or you didn't make, you know what I'm saying? It made me feel like in some way you knew it was yours. Even if he got a DNA test, it was like, I knew it was mine. It was whatever. But I just kind of, I don't know, something of, and then I still feel like he perpetrates. I feel like he pretends to be more of something than he really is so that he will endear himself to black people because that's his audience now versus where it was when he was a kid coming up and he was just Aubrey. I like his music though. I think he looks great with a beard, but I definitely feel when somebody calls him fake, like, yeah, absolutely.
Door number 3 was Big Sean, Finally Famous. That was door number 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch some gears. So it's a new game that I'm about to throw out here. I'm a little concerned, guys, because you guys know Necey doesn't really know all of the, she hasn't seen all of the movies, right?
I'm gonna call a lifeline.
We can do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into Name That Movie. All right. I got some lines here that came from a movie. You guys have to tell me which movie it is. I might get y'all some clues though. Some of this should be.
Talk about this earlier. That's what's funny. We were just talking about how it's stuff that we say in our videos that she don't catch because she ain't seen the movie.
Yes. And hopefully this will help out. So I'm gonna start with this one. I feel like it's pretty easy, right? So first things first, let's go ahead and hop into it. Nights like this, I wish
raindrops would fall.
Come on, Eddie Kane Jr.
Come
Nights
on,
like this, I wish raindrops
Necey,
would
look at Necey.
I gotta take this down.
Have you seen the 5 Heartbeats?
Ain't
No,
nobody
we
saying like
We
Eddie
talked
Kane.
about this 2 episodes ago, and I was
You
like,
want
"No,
my
I seen the
spot flash?
Temptations," and y'all was like, "Bye."
Oh, sorry.
You have to watch. So after watching what you watching now, we'll talk about earlier, do the 5 Heartbeats because the 5 Heartbeats is a musical. Like the lines from the 5, just the stuff you'll get from that will make your videos funny as fuck because like your office hours. Like when I posted, you want my spot flash, huh? You can't get it because you ain't got it. You have to know these things for reasons because the bottom people be down there.
I'm gonna watch it right after I finish what I got lined up now.
At the first sight of me, whether some people don't know and work it out.
Necey like what? Necey.
I believe in you. You believe in
She's like, how did I get here?
The rainbow
What is going on?
may
What are
be
they talking
hard to
about?
see.
I think
Jamie,
that
I'm dying.
Jamie and the girls can vouch that I have been doing my
I love
homework.
that
She
once a week.
has.
Once
She
a
has.
week.
She's been watching a movie. She was watching once a
When
day.
you gonna catch up? I can't watch all the
She
black
can't watch
movies
all
in
of
1
them.
week.
she
Every
can't,
week
y'all.
shows.
Your parents have failed you.
Give me one.
I told her that. I said your parents. I said they was negligent. They neglected y'all.
This was negligent. Somebody call CPS. She is
I said when
not
y'all
seeing
turn
these
21, they should say
black
here,
movies.
watch these movies at
She's
21.
missing a part of the culture. Oh my God.
Big part.
We're gonna have to have a talk at some point to your parents about this. Like what was going on? Okay. This is a detriment to her career.
I told y'all they start acting brand new.
Ooh. Child, my people did that to me one time too. I used to watch everything, and I mean R-rated and everything. After a while, they stopped covering your eyes and everything. You've seen this movie so many goddamn times, don't even matter. Okay. And I remember one day, my daddy, I think I told this story before, but my daddy like listened to the music that I was making a CD on the computer back in the day, and it was I Got That Fire, girl. Holla at the water if you want that Oscar Mayer. You know what I'm saying? He going off in the song. That's one of my favorite songs. Know it by heart. He heard that shit and was like, oh no. And then went and put the parental control on the TV. I said, nigga, I'm like 13. It's too late. Like I found your porn. It's over, money. Like my dad had porn in a duffel bag, like VHS tapes in a duffel bag. Like my dude, you had it in a dining room, no less. Like we spend Christmas in there. What were you thinking about? And now you're putting parental controls on shit. I can't watch. What's love got to do with it, Dad? What's happening? Oh, I heard that song. Dad, I know it's just a song. Then everything goes back the way it was, okay? And then I can get my porn channels again. I mean, what was he thinking about? Like, come on. The damage has been done.
He said hide it in plain sight.
Right. All right, let's go to the next one. So the next one I have is, so what, you gonna bitch up?
Love and basketball.
Come on, Necey.
Come on, Necey.
Everybody else is like, girl, what?
Yeah.
Yes. Necey came through
Thank
with the
you.
flash.
I know the music though, okay? Like y'all know I got the soundtrack. I know the song that's playing during that scene. Fill my heart with joy.
My name was fighting.
Tell me why.
The fact that Necey knows it is amazing.
Tell me
I love this movie, and that's why I love Shaka Khan's "Sweet Thing" version better than the Mary J. Blige one. I love that song.
I mean, just because Shaka Khan's vocals are better, I mean, at the end of the day. Sorry, Mary, I love you, sis, but Shaka.
Yes.
Ooh, Shaka sings better than you on dope. Okay. And you know what I'm saying? Sorry, Mary. You sing with the emotion, though, girl. You got the emotion. You got the pain.
Let's go to our next one real quick, y'all. It's not all right to let a mother pound on you. If you had any sense, you'll get out here too.
You got it, sis. You kiss my ass. You a dead woman if you stay here. What's love got to do with it? Okay, eat the cake, anime.
That is
Vanessa Bell Calloway.
I've seen that movie.
And that was Vanessa Bell Calloway telling her that.
Yes, it was. I was gonna do eat the cake anime, but it was too.
That would be easy.
Yes, I got another easy one though. Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Come on now, Temptation.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
People in Detroit watch that year round. Like we don't wait for it to be on VH1. Like we have the DVD. Yeah, it's like an all year round. Whatever it is, we just watch it. I might watch it tomorrow because it's just a be here. And we love it. So I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and watch it. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow for real.
You say that, but I've watched it so many times. That's one of them good Sunday movies. They got some movies you watch on Sundays, like The Color Purple. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be on all day. You know what I'm saying? That's one of them. Temptations and not the 5 Heartbeats. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on.
Yeah, the Jackson 5 movie.
Yes. Okay, gonna be on all fucking.
It's because they're so long.
They is, but you know what? You be really like, you'll go to sleep and then wake up and like you remember it, so it's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Now, see, we will watch it all the way through. Like you can't sleep on the movies around here. Like what the fuck? We wake up. What you doing? Get your two-step
we've
on.
seen that shit too many times. You're gonna let me sleep. I know where we at. I hear it.
Here go the last one, y'all. I feel like this one might be a little harder. Why you so mad? You must ain't got no man because you don't never smile.
Oh, poetic justice.
Ooh.
I'm about to tell you.
Okay, they did good. Y'all better know these
That was my
movies,
favorite. I'm old, so I was like an adult when that shit came out.
Okay, you want to smell my punani?
Tupac and good old Janet Jackson.
That was a good
That was
one.
a good movie.
It was.
I wish it could have been a part 2.
We should.
We should play this more often.
Okay.
We always coming up
We
with,
can do
we do stuff. I'm stop. Because I almost went.
Be at the top, yeah. Be at the top, sis. Stay at the top.
We are creative around here. We come up, we create games. Okay, we are originators around here. We are the Temptations. We not just oldest. We the Temptations.
And we
They
fly
lasted
above
a long
all the
time.
haters, fly above all the haters.
Y'all funny. I concur. I got this random one, right? So I was gonna get these cards, but I'm debating on whether I'm gonna get them. It's like a card game. But I came across this one particular card on the card it asked, who has the worst edges? And it was a list. And I need to know who you guys think because these individuals were
come
a
on,
part
now,
of that
Black Card
list.
Revolt questions. I'm a log off because I know the answer. All of the above. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna head out. Why they put Stevie Wonder on there?
Well, Stevie don't have edges at all, so he's bald. He just had the back parts. I think we can leave him be. I feel like LeBron is really only missing the top. So, his top is open, so he don't count either. And then for, Naomi and Tamar, Tamar had bad edits because of the baby. Her edits fell out and she wanted to get them back and whatnot. But Naomi Campbell
What's the question?
has the worst edges based on it's bald round there. And I blame the fashion industry. Like she should blame. Like she can be mad by losing her edges because it's not like they fucked up the lady hair.
Mm-hmm.
So she absolutely has the worst edges, but technically it ain't her fault. I mean, it is because she allowed it to happen. But Tamar losing hair because of the baby, also you can't help that or whatever. But I feel like Naomi lost hers for fashion and for the art of being a model. But they do it real hair. So I do feel like she has the worst, and it's not right.
Naomi.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think that's messed up how she got it, especially when I reflect back on America's Next Top Model and everything they had to go through. I'm sure she had to go through just as much, if not worse, at the time that she came up.
Let me say this to that, though, about that America's Next Top Model comment. Mm-hmm. I get it, and I understand, like, now that we look back on it, the shit is fucked up. But I just don't like that Tyra is the one that gets the heat for mimicking the very system in which she came up in. Like, why are y'all not mad
but you know what?
For models? Why are y'all
But you know who blaming Tyra? It's not even people like us who like watch the show. It's these two young folk who is upset with everything. I feel like because that was a good show. It was fucked up too. Because she would cut their hair off bald and sit their ass home. But I do feel like cut bald. And then sit their ass home. Girl, it'd be bad. But I do feel like at the end of the day, Tyra did not make that industry. She was just a product of it. Yes. So she did what she knew.
Right.
And no one that show was a popular show for 20,000 seasons.
It was. It was
can't
good.
Blame Tyra now.
You could binge watch that shit. I have binge watched America's Next Top Model on many occasions. That shit is good to this day.
America's Next Top Model wasn't problematic. The industry was problematic. That was a TV show. So you can't blame that show. Tyra showed us what she
they
had been
went
going
through.
through for
Right.
years. So y'all can't blame that show. And let's not forget, yes, she was on the show, but at the same time, you know how many fucking producers and writers and
Executive
execs
producers.
who was on that shit? That
Right.
ain't her. That was the industry. It's still like that today. Every industry has a fucked up side. YouTube, the record industry, the movie, all of it.
All
And
of
you
it.
can't blame one person or one show
It's
for
not
a whole
the
conglomerate of
one black
bullshit.
lady that made it to that level. Like the one or two
Tyra
black
yelled
ladies.
at me. Tyra cut my hair. Tyra was the villain. No, she wasn't. She was a victim.
I have never in my life yelled at a woman like this before.
Honestly,
That
that's
shit was
the one time she
amazing.
was not wrong. They could say what
Yeah,
they will, but everybody else tried except for Tiffany, and we were all rooting for that bitch. We
we
wanted.
were.
Tyra said
You don't
exactly what
understand
everybody
what
was
I've been
saying.
through. You don't understand. That's what Tiffany
Thanks
about.
for the
I
super
think
chat, Carrie.
so. They can't, and I think that even the women on the show, that let's think, the show would air. You would see. You're gonna come on here. They're gonna probably break you down. You might go bald. You knew what you were signing up for. You may not have known how it was in the house, but you knew the gist of what would happen. So to make it seem like we couldn't sleep, you were on a reality show.
Right.
So
And
now
another
years
thing,
later, it's like Tyra was
when
not the
you
villain. She was not.
when you look back, Tyra did a lot of positive things for women. At the end of the day, y'all can say what the fuck y'all want to, but Tyra was the first one to get up there and take her makeup off on a show and show y'all what she looked like under her makeup, to cry about how she felt about her fat and her cellulite and what her body really looked like versus what it was being shown as a model. She brought trans women on her show to be models. She brought plus size models on her show to be models, short girls. She did a lot of things with her show that really changed the way the industry was moving. Say what the fuck you will. I don't remember plus size models like that before Tyra had them on her show like that. And then all of a sudden, what was happening on America's Next Top Model was being regurgitated in the model world. Say what you will. But she absolutely affected their culture in a huge way. Think about it. Victoria's Secret was like one of the last companies that was like, fuck that, we not changing. And guess what happened? Rihanna came along and fucked up y'all shit, and y'all had to change. Tyra had been representing for the trans girls, been representing for the plus size girls, been representing for the girls that weren't all 5'7" and above. So y'all can say what y'all will about Tyra, but if it was not for her in that show, I think a lot of those same attitudes that were going on during that time would still be going on more prominently now, because y'all still don't fuck with people. I seen a video today where they was just Harriet was trying to break down how y'all always calling Lizzo mammy just because y'all don't like the fact that she's a fat girl and she don't give a fuck how y'all feel about it. Like y'all always try to like break people down when they don't fit into what you feel society wants people to fit into, and then y'all get mad at the systems that reflect that thought process. Like, cut it out. That's it.
Let me on bullshit.
And there's that. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and switch on over to something else. Let's make it. All right. Okay, y'all. So I have this video, this TikTok viral video. I'm hoping that I set the screen up correctly, but I really want you guys to really hear what he's saying as much as you guys are watching what's happening in the clip so that we can discuss, okay? Because we will also be disgusted, but let's get into it real quick.
Real online. What was it? A couple of weeks ago. She came and picked me up Thursday. Stayed with her till Saturday. Saturday I realized this bitch wasn't for me. Cause when I woke up motherfucking Friday morning, this motherfucking bitch house looked like this. I'm sorry, these bitches be selling us dreams, my boys. Be looking all good but living in a motherfucking house like this. I left my job, but called my boss back the same motherfucking day and told him, bro, I need my motherfucking job back because I am coming back to work Tuesday. And I sent him this video. He was like, yeah, you can come back to work Tuesday. Look at this nasty ass shit, boys.
So let me go ahead and rewind that one more time for y'all.
So I met this girl online. what was it? A couple of weeks ago. She came and picked me up Thursday. Stayed with her till Saturday. Saturday, I realized this bitch wasn't for me. Because when I woke up, motherfucking Friday morning, this motherfucking bitch house looked like this. I'm sorry, these bitches be selling us dreams, my boys. Be looking all good, but living in a motherfucking house like this. I
Did you
left
not
my
see that?
job, but called my boss back the same motherfucking day and told him, bro, I need my motherfucking job back because I am coming back to work Tuesday. And I sent him this video. He was like, yeah, you can come back to work Tuesday. Look at this nasty ass shit, boys.
Oh my God, the bugs. Ugh. Ugh.
All right, y'all.
I freak out at flies in my house. Y'all know I had that fly in my house and I freaked out. How can you live somewhere that look like it's a dumpster? But how do he? So he said he quit his job.
He
went there Thursday.
Make it make sense.
He met
And he didn't leave till
her
Saturday?
a few weeks ago. Yes, that's the weird part. He met her a few weeks ago. He started staying at her house on that Thursday. He woke up on Friday and saw the trash. But what he said is that he stayed there through Saturday. He was there Thursday through Saturday, but Friday he saw the mess. So he's trying to make it appear as though her whole house looked like that overnight. And then he also said he left his job and then turned around and called his job. He left his job, meaning he quit his job. So now after seeing her home, he wakes up, called the people, and now he got his job back. Make it make sense.
Sound right. It sounds to me like somebody ran through her house. It sounds like somebody threw a party and the house was ran through. How is it?
Nah,
that's not no party, Necey.
No, she brought him in. No, she brought him in that night.
From Thursday.
She brought him in that night on Thursday, and she had it dark. I think she probably brought him in late Thursday night. Had all the lights off. He didn't see shit. So he woke up Friday and then walked through. Oh, this is what it is. And when it stayed messy on Saturday, oh, this bitch dirty. But I would left on Friday.
Okay,
I thought
he didn't see it until after Friday. So I was thinking you stayed there Thursday,
no,
Friday,
I think he didn't have a
daylight
choice
came.
but to stay there until Saturday.
Because he probably ain't have no car either. There we go. And then I'm sorry, Jaylee, I'm gonna have to say that's a no for me. She had, or was it Necey that said he had? I think it was you, Jaylee, said she had all the lights off. I'm like, ain't no way she done had all the damn lights off in this house, and you ain't bumping to nothing on the way back to the room.
No, because she led him through.
He had to piss. If the house looked like that, imagine what the bathroom looked like.
No,
oh my
I think
God,
he probably. But see, I think this is the difference. I think if you go to somebody's house at night and you drunk, you may not know shit. And if her house dirty, she know how to lead you through because she nasty, but she know how to get to her bathroom.
He can smell shit though. He can smell it though.
Yeah, he can.
And then the other thing is, did she even have a bed frame? Something tells me this man is homeless because if somebody walks me to their house and I get ready to lay on your bed and we 2 inches off the ground,
she say she front square on the floor. She want to be close down there so she can flip over the bed. I don't know. It's weird. It's a whole weird thing. I'm just because when I woke up,
she's gonna come up itching after that.
When I woke up Friday and seeing that, if I can't go to the refrigerator and get a cold bottle of water and not see bugs, I'm leaving immediately. I need Uber, I need Lyft, a cab, whoever, a Jenny. I can't stay. I will not stay until Saturday.
I feel like he nasty and she nasty because he should have got the hell out. He was a bum trying to come live with this girl and found out she was a bum.
Because he quit his job.
I can't.
Nastier.
And then now he's trying to air her out on TikTok.
Why would you quit your job for a bitch you met a couple of weeks ago? How that makes sense?
Please help us.
I knew a girl who did that. She met a dude. He said he sold cell phones, and he convinced her to move to Atlanta because he was selling cell phones and he was making money and selling. It was so stupid. And she quit her job as a legal secretary, and moved to Atlanta with him. And girl, that's her story, not mine. But I yeah.
She was stealing cell phones. Quit her.
No, I don't even know how he was. He was. I don't know. But he was like he was a dude who would like get cell phones and like was selling to people. Like if you can't get an iPhone or whatever for the right price, you can get one from him for like whatever the price. And she felt like he got money because I'm like, bitch, how many cell phones you need? Like he gonna need eventually. We gonna have one, so I don't. Yeah, but she left. She quit her. It was the stupidest shit. It was the stupidest shit. Like this friend, because I'm still friends with her, but we were a group of friends, and her and one other friend fell out because of this. Because it was like, bitch, you my ride to work. We ride to work together, and you quit your job and didn't tell me, and then I didn't have a ride to work, and your ass is in Atlanta now. It was a mess.
wow.
It was a whole mess.
That's really.
I bet it was. That's terrible.
People really love throwing away responsibility to go run off and do some dumb shit.
Right.
And this is like maybe, because I'm 39. This had to be 10, 11 years ago when it happened. And she came back, and she was a single woman with her own apartment, no kids, her own car, and she came back single and pregnant and had with her mama.
Oh wow, that's sad.
She doing good now though.
Pregnant with the man, pregnant by the man with the cell phones.
Yeah, because in Atlanta, once they got there, eventually people, everybody had cell phones. It was girl. Oh,
that's sad.
It was. I was
well.
I was like, but people dumbass. You make dumbass decisions in your 20s. But now she's in her 30s. I was in my 20s. She's older than me. Girl, I'm all off topic. Okay.
Let's change the subject. For this lady called J. Lee curse out.
Okay.
I wish she would.
So listen. Speaking of relationships, financial burdens and stuff, this right here, it kind of goes hand in hand. It's like two different ones, but they kind of go hand in hand. So the first one is, would you marry someone with a bad credit score? And then, it's two questions, all right? I want y'all to answer. The next one is this guy that put this post up, and I want to know what your thoughts are about it. Until I put a ring on your finger, your financial burden remains entirely on your responsibility, not mine. Any help I render is from the good of my heart. It was never and isn't your right, not an obligation of mine. Some women think because they look good, men owe them money. What are you all's thoughts?
Wait, let me put it back up so I can. Really? I want to be sure I get it.
Can I say? Can I go? Okay. I feel like I'd marry somebody with a bad credit score. That shit you could fix. And when it comes to the other thing, I totally agree with him. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, what would I look like? Anything I do for you is out the kindness of my heart, not because I have to. Especially if I'm not married to you. If I'm married to you, then no, I legally and financially take on your burdens. That's what marriage is, partnership and everything. That's what it is. If you love somebody enough to do that, great. If you don't, that's fine too. But at the end of the day, no, what he said absolutely makes sense. I'm not about to be your boyfriend, girlfriend, and then taking on your debt. Fuck, I look like. No, I agree with him.
I would only marry someone with bad credit if I handled 100% of the finances. If I handled all the money and made sure that. And then on the other hand, I wouldn't sign nothing with you. It would be mine. I would handle all the finances. And then as far as the second post, I agree with what he's saying. I actually saw an interview about the same conversation a couple of weeks ago. It was a girl. She was sitting on the couch. A guy had been taking care of her for a long time. He broke up with her, but she was arguing the point that he still should pay her bills until she finds someone new to pay her bills. Yes, because she said he got her accustomed to a certain lifestyle as his girlfriend, so he should continue to do that until she finds somebody new. I don't know. Yeah, simply. I don't think that it works like that. I think when you're single, when you're a girlfriend or whatever, your finances are your finances. That's why you should only get shit that you can afford on your own.
Okay.
I think it's a whole bunch of shit. What's bad credit? Do you have no credit, bad credit? Or do you have debt, bad credit? If you have no credit, bad credit, I can deal with that. If you have debt, bad credit, I need to know why you were so in debt. Like, what was the reason for this shit? So that would be the question for me. And then as far as like, paying for shit, I do feel like once you are with someone and y'all trying to be like together, like you're going to help because eventually we're going to be together. So I do not think in the beginning stages that, my debt is your debt. But if we're going towards marriage and we're going towards being, husband and wife and combining our households, our debt is gonna be our debt. So I think I would want to when I meet you, I need to know what your debt is, so I don't get myself into. But again, it's a difference between bad credit when you have no credit and bad credit when you're in debt and it's because you owe shit. I don't want to be with anybody who has like bad credit card debt, like student loan debt, cool. But like I don't need no restitution debt. I don't need no child support debt.
No,
I don't need none of that shit.
I just want to be clear. I meant student loan debt.
Right.
Like
Regular ass debt.
niggas got regular student loan debt. Cause my credit score wasn't that great when we got married. I mean, it's better now. But and his is too. But that took time. That took us having better jobs and going through, different situations, but going through them together and being together made the shit easier for both of us at the end of the day. So that's why I feel like that's not something that is a real hindrance, because I feel like it's something that can be fixed. But I was not talking about no dire ass situation, niggas that got $140,000 in like, liens and shit because they got restitution and they can't get a house and they like no.
Yeah.
Okay. No. But like that little regular old shit that we could fix over time with some budgeting, that ain't nothing to trip out
But
about.
also I think it depends on age. Like I think a person who is in debt in their 20s, like I'm 39.
Right. We can't be in our
not in
40s.
debt.
We can't be in our 40s with this shit.
Yeah, we not like that ain't what we do around here.
Yeah,
And
I feel you.
So yeah, I wouldn't do that. But like
Niggas has a bad
I remember my credit score being 450 when I was like 25. But I was 25. That's because I didn't have any credit. So that was the difference.
Right.
But it's like now I have credit and I have good credit and I don't have debt. So it's a difference now.
Thanks for the super chat, Carrie. April B. Okay.
I feel you on that.
Listen,
thanks for the super chat,
good,
April.
all that good credit.
You can have whatever you like.
Yeah, I think you can, like Jay Lee mentioned earlier, like what type of bad credit you talking about, but it definitely can, be fixed. So that's fine. But I also feel like I agree with the guy, like when you single, like that's whatever you got, that's definitely your responsibility. Now, if I choose to help you out or vice versa, then we doing that out of the kindness of our hearts. So I don't see anything wrong with that either.
Like I was watching, I watch, what's it called? East Arranged Sweet Life. And when the one chick was saying how she lived with a guy, she expects him to pay all the bills because why would I live with you and I'm paying half? And I was like, you sound dumb. I feel like when you live with somebody, you can't.
Brianna?
Yes. And she got, oh my God. I don't really stuff, I'm like, it's stupid.
But she had her dumbass boyfriend living with her and her roommate in California. And he turned around and said that.
You know why?
So I feel like
the dick was good.
But I think it's dumb to think that somebody who you live with, they are sharing a space and you want him to pay all the bills. It's like, no. I think there are ways to compromise to where maybe he's paying the rent and you're paying all the other little shit. So it still like balances the way out, but you shouldn't feel as if he should pay all the bills and your money should be yours. It's like, no, you sound stupid. Y'all should both be collaborating.
I also want to say that what a lot of women don't understand is two things. One thing, if you are with a nigga and he giving you money, you need to be stacking that shit instead of spending it on dumb shit. So that if mad day do come, you have something instead of you bitches that feel like somebody's supposed to be taking care of you after the fact. No, if we ain't together no more, I don't owe you shit, especially if we ain't married. Then second thing, shit, I lost it that fast. Jay Lee, what you had just said?
A lot. What part?
That last
Was
part.
she not obligated?
She not obligated.
We're paying rent and the other person paying other bills.
Right. What I want women to understand is that if you aren't providing anything in a situation, you also have a lack of power. And that's what a lot of women don't understand. When a man comes to the table with all of the money and all of the physical power and controlling everything, you in a relationship will get disrespected and have to deal with it a lot of the time. A lot of women who deal with men with a lot of money talk about how they have to deal with a lot of shit in those relationships because those men take care of them exclusively. And a lot of men want it that way so that they can control you. So I feel like you should absolutely want to throw a little bit of your money towards some of these bills every now and again so a nigga don't feel like he is taking care of you to the point that he could disrespect you because you are indebted to him because you don't have any other options. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, you know, just to put that out there.
And stack the rest so you can leave when the day comes.
Or if you want to be a
Should you have
person being
to?
taken care of, sit there and take it. If that's your choice, that's your choice. You can't want to be taken care of, but still want to make decisions on stuff you ain't taken care of. Like you
Yeah.
are either a kept woman or you are a woman who is helping implement your plan. If you ain't helping implement shit, then be quiet over there at the bottom.
And also understand that men, you know, when they do have everything, can at some point decide they don't want you anymore, and you get stuck in a situation where you're older, you can't get a job in the same way. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't have the best prenups. You know what I'm saying? Especially if y'all don't get married. Some of y'all really do be in relationships with people for all of those years, and then you become accustomed to some shit that you can't provide for yourself. Somebody decide they don't want your ass no more, and now you up shit's creek without a paddle. You have
Right.
always got to be in a mindset of I can take care of me. You know what I'm saying? It can't always be I need a man to do this for me. Like that's why I ain't that mad at fucking Mirla on Married at First Sight, because I feel like shit, sis got her shit together.
Have to agree. Definitely got it together. All right. Who don't got it together too much as we transition to the
The
gossip?
damn net.
Good night.
Oh my god, the death of the net, bro. Where is the
Get them
spray?
together.
What is the spray, girl? Ooh, let's
Jocelyn
talk
and
about it.
Lou Nail. So
Let's
Michael K.
talk
Williams unfortunately passed away. And there's been a lot of talk surrounding his death regarding, drugs. And then there's also been cases over in California where a comedian passed away due to drugs as well. And then they were talking about how some of the drugs were laced with fentanyl. So they're thinking that Michael K. may have passed from the same thing. So Lunell decided to come out and give her thoughts and how she wants her friends to like ease off all of those things. All the drugs and stuff that y'all out here doing, fall back. Well, it looks like Miss Jocelyn decided to get a bit triggered by what Lunell had to say. So she decided to go on a rant towards Lunell and call her out her name. She told her that she is a burger away from a heart attack. And she called her a pig and told her that she also could, die from being big or whatnot. So I won't say that Lunell really went back and forth with her, but I kind of felt like with Jocelyn Girl, a hit dog, a hurt dog will definitely holler. We definitely know your history. And how is her wanting her friends to not do drugs an effect on you that you felt the need to come out and say that? Maybe she just mad that Lunell ended up speaking about the Jocelyn Cabaret show. Having her thoughts about that. So Jocelyn took this opportunity to take a stab at her. What are y'all thoughts about this situation?
Jocelyn's a crackhead.
That's the short answer.
This is the weird part. What Lunell said had absolutely nothing to do with Jocelyn, her show, her man, her kid. It had nothing to do with anything. So the fact that Jocelyn directly responded to it as if it had anything to do with her, it's like a hit dog will holler. And like I think Lou Duval said, if someone's saying, stop doing drugs, it probably means that you should stop doing drugs because you are the one you're talking to. Mm-hmm. And I think Lunell's point in saying multiple people in my life or in my aura, in my area, have died based on this. And it looks like this is what that is too. It's okay for me to say, hey, people, just smoke some weed. Like, you do not have to do this other shit to party. Party with some weed. Like, know what you smoking on or whatever. Stop, trust these other drugs. And I'm like, Jocelyn's response to Lunell, to me, is a typical response. You had no problem to get her piggy ass on your show to do the reunion, but now all of a sudden she's a fat bitch. And that's the thing. People like to call people fat after we've done things for them, and that's what's stupid. I think my earbuds just died. And that does not make any sense. It's like, why are you making it seem as if, that's the thing to do? I can take my earbuds back. Because I don't want no echo. But Jocelyn just to be on bullshit all the time. I don't like Jocelyn because she likes fucking with folks for no reason. Lunell said what she said and it made sense. And she was fat before. Yeah. She's going to be fat after. So again, you're going to die too from a heart attack if you keep doing coke. What's the difference?
Exactly.
I totally agree with what Jay Lee has said. And I also want to point out, girl, I like how her daughter got her together. Lunel's daughter was like, "Bitch, stop telling on yourself and give my mama her money, run her money, or catch this fade." I feel like Jocelyn is so full of shit, and she basically told on herself. I like, why are you over there telling on yourself? Like, at the end of the day, what Lunel said is basic, y'all. It's basic if you're gonna do drugs with people rules to this shit. And that's only smoke shit that you yourself have seen rolled, okay, or pre-rolled from dispensaries, like she said. And you stay away from all of that other shit, because if you try it, you're gonna like it. It's a rule I learned a very long time ago, okay? You stay away from the pills, you stay away from the scissor, okay? Because that shit will have you out here like Pimp C. Nobody wants that, okay? You don't want to be out here like Wayne, all right, having seizures and shit. And I know he got other sicknesses, but I feel like that shit made it worse. So at the end of the day, he just looks unhealthy as a motherfucker. Like, who wants to be that unhealthy? Like, a lot of these people like are slow, like killing themselves slowly in a way that is just terrible to watch. And I think that it's a bigger problem than people want to admit. And when we say people be doing coke and people be doing drugs, and y'all be out here talking about everybody don't do drugs, and it's like, y'all gonna stop thinking that we bullshitting all the time when we tell y'all shit be looking a certain way. People really be out here partying and doing a little this and doing a little that. It ain't always what you think it is. It ain't always strung out. It ain't always, it ain't always the crackhead on your block. Sometimes people that dress nice and work out and look amazing, okay? And what they do, they go party and they do that shit. And you could tell that's what she on, because she at the reunion show, when she stood up and started spazzing and going off and all of that shit. Yeah, I've been in it for 10 decades, bitch. I've been doing it for 11 years, oh, and all of that shit that she was talking. Like, bitch, you was on your coke high right then. That
Even
shit
on the
had
show, I
kicked
think
in.
she was on some shit because she was acting up on there too.
That fucking that porn bathroom scene that they gave us, that was definitely some I'm horny and want to fuck from a high type thing. Like, what is going on? Like, girl, sit down somewhere. She was triggered. Poor little thing. Poor little Tink Tink. I feel bad for her baby.
Absolutely.
Get the fucking webcam chat people out of here, please. Oh my God. What is with them?
Yeah, I was confused by that.
Oh yeah, they did that last week. Yep, they got divorced.
What is
Thanks,
that?
Saki. But yeah, I really didn't like, number one, Jocelyn told on herself, like we all know. I didn't like what she said to Lunel about, oh, you're a burger away or whatever, to having a heart attack. And I'm like, all fat people ain't unhealthy. And all skinny people not healthy. You know what I'm saying? So, girl, you probably a burger away yourself from a heart attack while you over there trying to talk about somebody. Never been able. Thank you so much, Denora, for the super chat. Never been able to catch a ladies first live, and I almost missed this one. Gotta rewind to the beginning. Love y'all, ladies. Hashtag
Dade
County. Okay.
Miami. People love making it seem as if you fat, you have an opinion. I think that's what fat phobia is. People like, you know what? If you're fat, you can't have an opinion. You can't. It's like, bitch, no. You skinny. Why does that mean that you have a better opinion than mine? And I think that's what Lunel pointed. Like, I was talking to a specific people in my realm or whatever, and you came after me, and your only read was fat pig, pig, pig. And I'm like, bitch, what's the difference? Like, it's weird to me that people who act like they support somebody but then dog them too. I'm like, you had her on your fucking reunion show and hosting, and you now are upset and calling. I'm like, that's just dumb. But people really feel like you don't talk, bitch. I'm gonna talk all day. Okay, all day. And Lunel clapped back, and I felt like her point was, bitch, I'm on a movie. Period. I got a comedy show. I got just T.I., Lil Duval, and other people like, we're not going to allow y'all or allow Jocelyn to fuck with Lunel. She's like the auntie of the group. And I'm like, at least they like not letting her like just sit by herself over there.
That's good. That she
I
had
get
some
what y'all
support.
were saying. Jocelyn definitely was triggered because she's a addict herself. But this moment reminded me of whenever I was at my fiance's grandmother's funeral, right? We getting ready to walk in the church. I hear people behind us talking about, why didn't they take her to the hospital? And I was just thinking, like, the fuck? Like, time and place. Like, wait. I just felt like it was a harsh reality. That's all it was. Jocelyn was super triggered, but I feel like people who are really close to Michael K. Williams, who probably passed, would not have wanted to see that on social media 2 seconds after he passed.
Yep.
So as for him, him and people close to him, I understand it. Harsh reality, like I said, because she wasn't lying. But Jocelyn was triggered. So I'm looking at it both ways.
I don't think Lunell's post said his name. And I think Lunell thing was, it was comedians who had died like 2 days before. So I do think Lunell's point was less about Michael K. Williams and more about all the people.
Yeah.
But I think it wasn't about him. It was about, I've seen too many people.
I had never seen Lil Duval post serious posts before, and he was posting about that shit. He was even like, this is the amount of fentanyl that's deadly and all of that type of shit. Like, because I think it really fucked their head up that their partners died like that. Like, just partying one night and, you know, just like that, everybody's gone. That shit fucked up. And
because they party too.
That shit was crazy when you think about how that shit was on that episode of Raising Kanan this week. That shit is crazy.
I gotta catch up. Jesus, I gotta catch up. I'm like 3 episodes.
The white girl took a hot shot of some crack that Kanan was breaking down too much and died.
The girl that the black girl like?
Spoiler alert.
I'm sorry.
I haven't. I need to catch up. I watched the first episode.
Y'all don't need to be shocked by that shit. Y'all don't need to be shocked by that shit. Fuck out of here, man. That shit's terrible. I was so glad I haven't even watched the episodes yet, and I know that happened because I've been watching people reviews and shit because I was like, I need to know because people was in my Discord like, oh man, Nicole, and I was like, man, fuck. I need to know what happened first. I need to prepare myself emotionally for shit like that.
She do, because she'll be like, what was on Married at First Sight? What was on this show? What was on this show for I watch it?
And now be one like, I'm out the chat. I'm going to pop out because Bondy going to say, oh my God. Now, let me pop out the chat because Bondy going to tell it. I'll come back in 2 hours. If a show was on, I'm not in the chat.
But you know what though? Because I talk about the shit, I feel like as much information as early on, as many times the better. Like the more the more I can get it in my head what happened, the better I can do the review in my head. So it don't even matter how many times.
Plus, it's easier to talk your thoughts out loud. You be like, well, this is what I think.
Right. For sure.
I think the episode was more, but I think the episode was more about, not about old girl with the coke, but I think it's the thing of, you don't know who fucking up shit that you taking, and you just taking because you want to get high, because you want to escape, and you have no idea the person who did it did not know what they were doing, and now you did. And I think that's how drugs are now. Like back in the day, like smoking weed, it was, you knew the weed man, you know what I'm saying? It was really easy for me, whatever. It wasn't the thing. Now it's so many people who are either selling weed, there's so many dispensaries or whatever. You never know who you can trust. And even if somebody buys like weed from a dispensary, you don't know what they do to their weed once they get home and you smoking with them, and you don't know what they do other shit. Right. So like even the 3 comedians or the 4 comedians who died, I think it was in LA, to know that they partying, doing coke or whatever, and that's what they do, fine, and they all die because, you know, they ain't thinking it's laced with fentanyl. So, like, that's what's going on right now.
Thanks for the super chat, Carrie. Jocelyn is very ignorant. I had a family member die of a heart attack while in labor. She was skinny and ate healthy. Weight is not the only factor. Jeez, in labor?
That man from, was it The Biggest Loser, who was a trainer, had a heart attack, and he was in great shape. They always say people like to put stigmas on plus size people, and it's because that's just how they think. And I think people don't get, you can be any size and be unhealthy, and I think that's the point of it for one. And two, this, like, when I review stuff, I am very conscious to not comment on how a person's body is unless they've had surgery and it's fucked up. Then it's off limits. I could do that.
You did it to yourself.
Yes, because that I'll comment on. But I'm like, because you never know what somebody going through. But I'm like, if you certainly change some shit, I'm gonna comment. But I think about, because I don't know how they feel about whatever, so I constantly don't do that. But you know, like hair, certain stuff, But I think people like to say, okay, plus after you're like with Lizzo, with Lunell, like the fact that Jocelyn Reed was you're gonna die of a heart attack because you fat. That was her comment. That was basically the gist of it. And I think people like to act like, oh, well, Lunel was the one who didn't do shit on the reunion. That's a separate conversation that we already read her for. But in this moment, she was saying something true. People are taking drugs to party and have fun, and they're dying. Not just like, okay, but other people who we don't even know. So we don't know who they know. That I think that was her point. People I know who isn't famous are dead for the same reason. And Jocelyn jumped on her cocaine horse and rolled around, okay, magically, and then jumped into shit that didn't have nothing to do with her. But that's Jocelyn.
That made me think of Kilo. Y'all probably don't know Kilo.
Who's
Some
Kilo?
of y'all done lost y'all mind. A rapper. Don't you ride no white horse? It made me think of him when you said that. And now I'm like, dang, was he talking about cocaine when he said it? Gotta go back and listen to the song.
I think a white horse is dope.
Because even when I did smoke weed, I was very conscious on who I smoke with. And because I was never a weed smoker who like bought my own weed, sat at home by myself and rolled a blunt. No. But in social settings, that's when I would smoke weed because we just got some, we would all smoke. But I was all like, I'm not, if we going to a party, if we didn't bring our own weed, I'm not smoking with them. Because I don't know what they doing. Because I knew people, my friend mom would lace her weed with crack. Because she was a crackhead. So I'm like,
mom.
Yeah. She was a whole, make sure rest in peace. But she was a whole crackhead. So I knew for a fact she would lace her cigarettes, she would lace her weed with stuff. So, and back then I smoked cigarettes too. Bitch, I don't want one from you because I don't want to become a crackhead. And so it's like, so from when I was 17, I was like, you cannot smoke with other people. Yeah, because
that's what I'm saying. That's the rule. That's always been the rule, man. You do not, you don't smoke with people you don't know if you ain't watched them roll the shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just,
it can be deadly, and not or you can get addicted.
And this wasn't even weed. This wasn't weed. Like all this stuff that happened with them was coke. You know what I'm saying? That was broken down with fentanyl, from what we understand. And I didn't even know that they did that shit because fentanyl is a downer. But
see, honey, I don't know. All I know is weed. I'm like, I don't want to know no other shit because I don't want to give up. But I feel like people have, you know what I'm saying, they triggers and they do they drugs. I'm like, even if I was a drug addict, I would only want to do what I knew wouldn't kill me. If I like weed, I'm gonna smoke a little weed. But I would not want to go so far where I may die because I'm smoking with whoever else. And that's the sad part. Like people may not even know that they could die just from partying with somebody else who they trust, who we don't know came in, they fucked up a batch of the crack.
I thought that, that's when they put crack in the weed, right? Bunk. That's what they said Trick Daddy smelled like.
Good night.
Bunk and Hennessy.
Part of me was like,
that's what they said in that song.
Part of me was like, you know what? This is why they should legalize weed. But then it also made me nervous because then I feel like it can be mass produced and anybody could get a license and produce it. And then I feel like people would definitely be trying to cut corners. I don't know. It's a slippery slope.
Yeah, because I'm thinking
weed is legal so many places.
They could probably grow their own. If they made it more legalized, people probably could just grow their own.
Because it's legal was legal in some places, not all places. But I do think that dispensaries have to follow so many rules to be, because then it's regulated. So I do think that's, but the thing is, you can buy weed from the dispensary and it's fine. But then the dope dealer who bought the weed from them lace it with shit for their extra customers or whatever. So I think that's where the hiccup may come. It's not the dispensaries. It's when a person gets the weed and they or whatever the drug, weed or coke, whatever. Cocaine legal. But they then get the other drug and mix it with the weed and you don't know.
It's hard for people to keep their licenses to do that shit. They can't just sell people no anything.
Yeah,
it's rules on purpose.
So we need dispensaries.
Yeah,
everywhere.
It's lucrative. It's because a lot of people, weed is not for people just to get high. It's for so many other things.
And it's a management.
That's why they made it legal. It's because they can make money off of it. So it's like they're more. The safer drug to me is weed. It gets you high.
It's a plant.
It's a plant. You can chill out. You get a little bit of munchies or whatever, a little food. That's it. But cocaine and heroin and meth and all that, that's stuff you can't even, you don't know what can happen.
And let's talk long term. I know a lot of people that's been smoking weed their entire lives and have never had lung cancer the way the people who smoke cigarettes their whole life did, first of all. Second of all, I know people that did cocaine eventually had liver problems and issues with their kidneys and shit like that. I know people who did dope early in their life and had issues with their heart and later on had strokes or heart attacks and died even after they had gotten off the drugs for years. But it just did a lot of damage to their heart. So at the end of the day, like I feel like I have seen long-term drug users and I ain't never seen the same type of detriment, as far as coke, all of that stuff that you see with weed. Like it's not the same, so people can say what they will, but
I
legalize it.
would smoke weed, but weed make me feel like I can feel my blood rush through my veins when I'm high. And that's
Shout out to the comment from Alpha MC talking about the weed store, the weed spot in Dallas. They do be hitting. I love the weed spot in Dallas.
Really bad, but thank goodness for the weed store in Dallas. Best edibles ever, bro. We just actually got some tea out here. This lemonade. It's got full spectrum THC in it. I was like, really? It's like a botanical store out here. I was like, I didn't even know they sold this shit. I was like, I didn't know they did that out here. I was like, shit. We may definitely be moving out here.
because each state has different shit that you don't know about.
Yeah,
And that's
like
the
he
crazy
bought grass
part.
out here. Like he bought grass out here. It was like, okay, but it was grass. I was like, he bought grass out here? Jeez.
I've never had grass at all.
You've never smoked weed, Jamie? Have you ever been around? Have you been like around other people and got like a contact high or no?
Cool. I've been around people that have done it, but I've never gotten like high or anything like that.
They must have bad weed.
So
probably
what's your advice?
That's a good question. I don't know. So I have to think
Gold
about
fetish
that.
shirts.
Probably so. Sweatshirts for sure because I get so cold.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really drink like that for real.
Okay.
Wine.
I know this.
I like my wine.
Okay.
That's it, guys.
All right, I'll take a wine drink.
I'm gonna be thinking about that though.
Okay.
What are my vices for real?
Yeah, I mean everybody has something.
Then I'm gonna come to Atlanta. We're gonna go smoke some weed.
Okay.
Because it ain't illegal there.
I don't know.
Somewhat.
Is it legal in Atlanta?
I think you can.
We're illegal.
Kind of, sort of. Decriminalized.
That's
Okay,
what it is. That's what it's called.
And medicinal.
That's what it is.
See, I have not smoked weed. Got your ass in at least 10 years. It's been at least 10 years since I've even been around someone who smokes weed.
Yeah, one of my good homegirls, she smokes
Like
it
about 15 minutes.
like religiously. I went with her one time to pick up a package from somebody. Y'all, I was scared as shit. Terrified in this car. I'm not even gonna lie. We left for work Christmas
Why were you
party
scared?
to go and get it.
Because he was in the car?
I've never experienced it. How she was meeting him. It was like we pulled up on this dark road or whatever, and he came from around the corner. I didn't even know he was coming. Like I'm over here looking out, and he done hopped in the car already. I'm like, bitch, I would have been got. Okay, because I didn't even know he was that close to the car. You know what I'm saying? He hopped in like, what up, though, fam? Da-da-da. Nicely packaged, I have to say. Very well packaged, logo on it. Everything looked great. Okay, and she got her stuff and. That's what she would do. She would smoke. When she go home on her lunch break, sometimes she'll smoke. So I would be around her, but I've never gotten like high from it.
She would go back to work and be productive.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Religious weed smoker.
Let me tell you, I seen a post the other day that was like, good weed and good sex have saved a lot of relationships that would have ended sooner. And I was like, yes. It's absolutely true. Because it'll calm you down. It'll get you to a space where you can stop being mad about something faster. And if you can stop being mad about it, then you either talk about it or you forget about it, whichever. But yeah, you definitely can be productive. I think it just depends on the type of person you are. Because there are some people that really cannot, that can't do this and do what they have to do. And there are other
I can't go to work and smoke. I would get fired that same day.
Like when I tell you, everybody, when I used to work at the news station,
blazed it down
before work, after work, If you left on your lunch break and was gone the whole lunch break, you probably blazed on your lunch break and ate
I could
and
not
then
smoke
went back
that.
to work. Yeah.
I'm
And
too.
begin
I'm
Weed
a smelly
relaxes
cat.
with
zoned out.
weed relaxes me too much, and I think like I swear I be like I can feel like the blood going through my vessels, and I think about that and I talk about it. So like I can't be normal and high. Like you'll be able to know that I'm high, but like when I'm drunk, I'm just giddy as fuck, and everything is hilarious. My voice is really really high, and then it's a party all the time, and then stuff just come out, and I can't control it. So it's a difference.
Drinking can't do shit on that. Drinking gotta be tucked in somebody else. Well, it depends. My tolerance is way higher now. I honestly, y'all, I feel like I totally understand why my father was a functioning alcoholic. After everything we've been going through, there have been days where it felt like if I did not have a drink, I was not going to be able to fucking physically relax. Like
Really?
it's been like that for the past, like I'm good. Like, today was more of a we're going out to eat and dinner, have cocktails type of situation. So I'm good right now. And I didn't drink yesterday. So I'm like, getting back to normal me. But like the first couple of days, it was like, where is the Crown Royal? Where is the brown liquor? Just give me the glass with the brown liquor
So
in
just
it.
give me the glass.
Okay.
I mean, I see what you mean, low key, because whenever the world shut down, I heard everything was gonna shut down March 2020. Where I go first? The liquor store. Should have went to the grocery store and bought up all the
Because we
toilet
needs
paper.
the liquor.
But I definitely was like, we gonna be in this house for I don't know how long. We ain't got no liquor at the bar. Let me go stock up. So I got that. Everybody else got all the toilet tissue.
They did take a lot. I had went to the store right before. So like the week before everybody went haywire, I had already went and made my stop. So I had shit throughout that time, but as time was going on, like I never ran out of toilet paper, but I ran out of paper towels and I ran out of Clorox wipes, and that shit was hell. When I tell you, I don't ever want to go without Clorox wipes again. Like that
Period.
shit was
Listen.
extremely inconvenient. No, I clean my whole bathroom with Clorox wipes and paper towels, y'all, for the most, besides the tub. Like the toilet seat, the floors, like, it's not that big of a room. So I get down there on my hands and knees, do the boards, do the floor, wipe that shit all up, make sure everything, all nice and clean, because I'm real particular about my bathroom. Like, if I see anything anywhere, it's going to, like, bother me. Like, so I'm like one of those people. Oh, my God, girl. It was a terrible
I
time.
had stuff forever. Because I coupon before, so I still like I had,
Not a coupon. You coupon?
Girl,
Is it?
I bought stuff. Yeah, like because I hated running out of shit. So like, girl, I got
videos. You should do videos cutting your coupons.
It takes too long.
What?
I used to do stuff like I used to show my hauls or whatever. Like, cause it's like you go to the store, you get like 15 packs of tissue, and then 10 bottles of Tide detergent. You pay $2. It's exhilarating. So
50 tubes of toothpaste, and then you go to your Facebook group and you resell them to everybody.
But see, no, I didn't resell my stuff. I would buy enough stuff for me, my mom, and my sister. So like, if I got 10 packs of tissue, so did they. So it was crazy. Like I bought stuff like 2015 that I'm still.
Talk to me about how to do that, because I'm gonna tell y'all, when I go to the grocery store, I be straight up on some. I don't have a budget. Y'all know how Mirla said on Married at First Sight, when she go to the grocery store on budget. I don't either. That's the only place that I don't give a fuck how much the shit costs. I know when I go to this register, this shit gonna get paid for. Like, I don't push it back at the grocery store, but I also I already know what I need, and I know when I have to go and stock up on a lot of things, how much money I'm going to need. But that's in the budget. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta go to the store,
I want to save that $50 because I want to buy a pair of shoes.
I need to learn how to do that. But when she was like, some dollars at the grocery store, and they were like, "What would you?" I was like, "That's an easy trip, bruh. That's an easy Whole Foods trip, especially if I'm getting liquor, if I'm getting wine, if I'm getting a lot of fresh fruit, if I know I'm about to cook some fish or some shit like that, and I get a whole bunch of fillets. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta go and get some shrimp from the Rouse."
See, but that's the thing. When I would coupon, I'm not like, I wouldn't coupon for food. I would, but like for the most part, it's like for household shit that I need dish detergent. I need
Toiletries, yeah.
regular shit. I need wipes.
Do they have
and-
them for Persil? Because that's the only type I use.
Yeah.
And I never. They have coupons. Where do you get your coupons from? You get them from the
I'm
newspaper?
I can't take y'all right now.
I'm sorry.
Like,
We done went from Hawk
Lunel.
to
Who was we talking about?
to coupon.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, guys. I think
Yeah.
everyone was truly connecting and enjoying, the conversation overall.
I wonder what would happen if we just freestyle. Next week, no TV shows. We just gonna talk.
I'm down.
Listen.
Wait, what show come on that we might not want to miss?
You only want to do that because it's so weak. Nah,
We love it, Mary
I'm
Trust
used to
Bill
do
and
that. I'm the one that need the freestyle shit.
I think we should. I think we should do a freestyle. Each person should get a freestyle, and just have a conversation. We talk all the time, any damn way.
We do.
Yeah, and if this is a backstage conversation, but okay.
It is.
Okay, it is. Let's stop.
Exclusive.
We're gonna get back on schedule.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, let's go ahead and switch it up, guys. TBD. I mean, not TBD, but we'll get back to the conversation. To be continued. That's what I meant.
Okay.
TBT. But let's go ahead and talk about Miss Fallon. Fallon decided to air out her ex-husband because he appears to be sending her packages that are not of weed that she does not want. And she decided to air him out for the things that he's also been saying and also trying to prevent Jalen from getting into certain establishments. So she aired him out and wants him to stop being so focused on her and what's going on over there in her house. Since he's with Portia, she wants him to focus on his pursuit of happiness.
Okay, pursuit of Portia.
Right. And I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't mad at her kind of clearing him. Like, why are you sending packages to this lady house talking about some stay safe? While you over there with Portia and you didn't got a divorce. I feel like that's actually, to me, y'all let me know. I kind of feel like that's disrespectful to Portia, unless Portia told him, yeah, babe, send him some. I just kind of feel like that's disrespectful to her. You chose to be with that woman. Leave this lady alone. And what I also like that she said in the message, because a lot of people out here saying Fallon ain't SHI, her and Simon was cheating. And she said, neither one of us is. Now what? How's that for the truth, baby? What's going on? You went and got with my castmate. I decided to move on with a relationship with my best friend. No, I did not cheat on you. What else is going on? So I was here for Fallon collecting him. What are you all's thoughts?
I feel like I do think Simon is doing sneaky, underhanded, little petty shit under the table. I do believe that. However, I want Fallon to ignore him. I want it to be like, if we don't know he doing this shit, and even if you do, keep living your life, because he's doing shit to make you react. And I feel like there are people who gonna think because she's posting shit that she's the one that still like cares, and it's more that she's fed up. So I love that she read him for filth, and like we both fucked up, we both were done, we both moved on before the world knew. Okay, so we both fucked up people. Like, what the fuck now? Leave me the fuck be. I love what she said, but I just don't like the fact that people gonna still think, man, she still cares. She wants to be in the blogs. I think she wants to be in the blogs, but not about him. I think she just wants to live her life and have her own, shit going on or whatever. And I commend her for that, because again, she's still young, have 3 kids, having her 4th, she's now in love. And I do feel like a part of it is Simon wants her to give a fuck and she don't. I think Simon says and does things, even about Portia, to kind of down talk Fallon. Like when he put up a video on his channel saying how, I've never seen a woman work so hard as Portia has, to me was a direct diss to Fallon. Because you act like your former wife didn't do shit. She was a nobody. But my current fiance is the best. But I'm looking like Portia was Fallon when she was with Cordell. So like make it seem as if Portia has always been who she is now. Portia used to be Fallon, but she now has gotten out of that. And I'm like, that's what I don't like. So I kudos to Fallon for, saying something, but I want her to like not say nothing anymore.
Do you think it's a possibility that Fallon is just exposing this stuff on the internet because that's her only means of communication with Portia? She want to make sure Portia knows that her man is doing this.
Mm,
I ain't think about
I
that.
think if Portia's smart, she should know. The things I've seen Simon post, I feel like if that was my fiance, I would say, why are you even talking about what you haven't seen before? You've been married 3-4 times. Like, why are you comparing me to whoever else you've been with? So I feel like Portia
Right.
has to be aware that he's doing and saying things for the attention of Fallon. Because Portia not dumb.
Nah, she's playing dumb. She's trying to secure a bag.
I'm kind of glad that Fallon aired him out because I didn't know this was going on, y'all. I mean, I saw people talking about Fallon, but I had missed what happened. Him sending her packages to her house, telling her to be safe, sounds like a fucking threat to me. And I don't like that shit. So for me, she needed to air his ass out because she needed people to know that he would stoop to that level. That way, if this shit ever did get worse than this, or if anything comes of it, people will know that he was the one that was harassing her. Because I just kind of feel like that's some, that why you still going after this lady? Y'all are divorced. It's over. You're with Portia. Why are you still even worrying about what's going on with this lady enough to be sending packages to her house with these veiled threats and shit? Yeah, no, I don't like that shit at all. Portia, please get Dennis Daddy together. If he's supposed to be over there all in love with you,
Dennis Daddy.
get Dennis Daddy the fuck together. If he's supposed to be happy and y'all having the best life and y'all having great sex like they was having over there, put a ring on it, bitch. I'ma need you to, you flying on jets and going on vacations, bitch. Put that great sex on him and tell him stop sending shit over to Fallon's house, bitch. Cause I just think that's weird, y'all. That's real. I don't like that. It's Lifetime movie type shit. Stop.
Weird.
Very, very weird. All right, y'all. Let's move on to something else that's weird and awkward a little bit. Diddy and Joy. He was just seen with Miami not too long ago. And then it seemed like he was off the seas of Miami and down there with Joy, having a good old time, kissing and hugging. I honestly was hoping that it was a video shoot. And somebody just happened to get the footage or something. I was hoping that it was for a video shoot. That he probably got some music coming out or whatnot. They were very, very cozy. I'm not a fan of this. I'm not. I feel like you're supposed to be on the track of Sierra. Sierra did Bow Wow. She did Future. Now she has a Russell. And I just feel like, Joy, you should be close to getting you a Russell. And
I never thought, Jamie,
I'm not liking
They don't even go together. It didn't even look right at all to me. I was like, what am I looking at?
None of it looks right. Him and your Miami didn't look like. That didn't look right either.
I just don't get why everybody wants him.
Say what, Jayla?
Diddy, I feel like you have the pick of the litter. And not to call women, cat, but I'm like, you can pick anybody you want. I never understand when people can pick anyone they want. Pick someone who knowingly has been with other people in their vicinity. Like, you personally know 2 dudes who she's been with, and I feel like she probably have dated other folks who we may not know, but did he know? So I'm like, why go there? And if you have the need to want to hide it and be on boats all the way over there overseas where no one can see you, then you know for a fact it's not something that you're trying to keep private. It's it's gonna look shady what y'all doing, and y'all trying to be sneaky. So I'm like, be with somebody who you don't mind people send you with. I never get when people want to date someone, and I get like in the beginning you want to keep it together, cool. But this seemed like y'all was sneaking around. And the people, the wide lens got y'all. And I'm like, no, not Future and Bow Wow. No, like she's known as Joey. Yes, her own. Yes, cool. But secondly, she's like, she got kids them too.
Tell me again what she does.
She's a choreographer. So she does a lot of dancing. She's very talented.
I did see a video of her dancing.
Yeah, she's very talented.
Also fitness line too.
So she has her own shit, but I'm like, why muck your own shit up with now being like, okay, she fucked with Bow Wow, she fucked with Future. Now she like that makes you look bad. What is the bad thing? I'm not saying it's right that it makes it look bad, but that will be the narrative.
Here's the thing. Anybody can have a business and all of that, but it takes a lot to keep that shit popping, to keep that shit at the level, to keep making more money, to keep, and I think once a bitch finds a formula, she keep rolling with that formula. She knew what she could get out of Diddy. She can get a good time, maybe some good old dick. I'm not sure.
Y'all think you good dick?
I don't think he's had to try, so I don't know. But he's had bitches hang around for a long time. So I feel like he's had to have something to offer because Kim stayed around for a long time. Cassie stayed around for a long
Yeah.
time. Fuck, Nisa stayed around for a long time. Bitch, be in the background, but you around. Okay. So, I just kind of feel like he always gets the bitches. So I feel like he's definitely giving something. And I do think that Diddy has an energy about himself. Like if I was in a room with Diddy and he decided to, point that pointed head towards me, I don't know if I would be able to resist. So yeah,
Super chat, Carrie.
yeah, I can get the charm. I definitely can get the charm of it all. But I feel like I want him to stop trying to rob the cradle with these young ass girls.
Mm-hmm.
Like, stop it.
Even the ones that your son have dated. Like,
right. Jesus.
Which is nasty.
Nasty.
Little
Nasty old
nasty.
man. As Roxanne would say, giving them girls your worms, you old nasty ass nigga.
Oh, we home.
Because like, I don't want to fuck anybody my child has fucked, and I also would not want to fuck my dude's daddy. Let me say, like, for me, your daddy can be fine as fuck, but I've already fucked you, so I don't want to move up or down the family tree. I don't want to do that. Now
and
I might
then go on double date vacations with your stepdad.
It's weird.
And,
I just can't. Maybe an
and
uncle, cousin.
And Diddy.
If I see one more story about a bitch who fucked her boyfriend daddy and liked it, if I see one more story, girl.
I just wonder if these is publicity stunts or something. And if so, what does Diddy need the publicity for? Because he did that with Steve Harvey's stepdaughter.
Sure did.
And then here it is. You got these pictures over here with speculations and stuff with Miss Young Miami. I'm sure it was some other people. Now you got Joy. And I'm just trying to figure out what is the benefit he's getting out of this. Because I'm at this point, I feel like ain't no paparazzi following you. At this point, you're giving them the location. You're dropping the pin for them to come.
The only reason I think it may not be a stunt, I think when Diddy and them stunt, they look better and they look too relaxed, as if they did think you was watching, and that's when you can know. Okay, you thought it was a secret, and I got you
with the see-through pool.
Who said
who took those pictures?
Didn't they have a see-through pool and it looked like drone shots? Yeah, no, they knew that. They knew them people were there.
They heard that drone.
But I think if you're in the middle of the ocean, I think they get them yachts and go off in the middle. Because I watched, Below Deck on Bravo, and they be out in the middle of nowhere. You assume no one is aware that I'm out here where I feel like nobody gonna get me. But I'm like, if they hear Diddy's in, the port of whoever, they come. So I do think, it's a possibility, yes. But I just don't know. Like, he need to get somebody his own age.
Yes.
And have stop having these flings. Just do something with yourself. Okay, be a role model or something. And not that you have to have a woman to be a role model, but I feel like these flings seem childish. Because again, you with Young Miami or whatever, and even that I think was more. Because when we seen the little stuff, or whatever, it was like her lives or her little stuff on that we seen someone from her phone posting. So I'm like, was she the one trying to, show shit, or was Diddy and her both trying to? I don't know, make too good to be folk. It's just weird. Diddy need to just do something with himself. Do something else. Go ahead making the band.
I really do think it's clout. I think that they know that people are going to talk if they see them together. I think Diddy is somebody that's not doing anything business-wise besides the shit that he owns and sells, which doesn't do anything for his overall image, except for, him being a mogul, which is done. So I think that he's always trying to stay on top. Can't stop, won't stop. And in order to do that, he has to stay current in the way that people are current. These days, you are current and popping based off who's talking about you on the blogs. And a lot of times that happens based off of who you might be sleeping with or who you might be connected to. So here in Young Miami, oh, let's hold hands, come over, chill with me, bring your people, come over. I'm gonna have a house party or whatever. You come over there, get us in a few pictures, boom, bow, pow. You've now been able to escalate your stardom in a way, because now you're not just the city girls, Young Miami. Now you rolling with Diddy. Now you hanging out with Diddy and them. So you've escalated yourself, while he has now been noticed and seen by kids that could give a fuck about Diddy, but they care about Young Miami. So now Diddy is being seen again and be reinforced in the culture, reinforced on social
That's what
media.
I was trying
The
to see.
branding continues. Like, that's what all of this is. I
And
mean,
y'all saw him y'all saw him co-host that party with Issa Rae, right? Which I thought was the most random and sparing.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all remember that this summer?
Yeah, when it was at somebody's mansion.
Mm-hmm. And it was the most random group of celebrities there, but everybody was like cool with Diddy, who I wouldn't have even imagined.
But I think about that. I think we don't even know how many famous folks are cool because they don't put it out there until we see these little parties. That like, oh, so and so cool. So for me, I'm never really shocked when I see some black celebs all hanging out, because I feel like, okay, the black delegation, and we just don't know because we're not a part of it. And I want to be a part of it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to do that. But I do feel like even like YouTube, there's a black delegation, and it's folks who hang out. James laugh. It's folks who hang out, and it is, and some folks who don't. So I'm never surprised when I see famous folks. I'm like, okay, it makes sense that they're all together because like they are in the same realm. But I also think because they all be so busy, we probably would never see them all together. And because of COVID, they ain't doing shit. And then when COVID was kind of over and they was all, open, they could then say, okay, let's all hang out.
Gossip talk, Stocky. Yeah, sorry, y'all. So that's that. I guess we can switch over to TV real quick, y'all. Let's go ahead and hop over here to Love and Hip Hop while we talking about some Diddy. Let's get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. This happened to be Yandy and Mendeece's wedding day. So of course they end up getting married. Judy decides that she's gonna come over. I can't take Judy, girl. She came over there with her fake tears, over there crying, and her son was not believing her. Sierra ready to have a baby. Good night. Don't want to get married, but ready to have a baby. And Bambi at home helping Erica take care of her child while taking care of her own kids. Meanwhile, the daddies ain't nowhere in sight, baby. I ain't got time. Let me know y'all thoughts about how y'all felt about this episode, especially the two parts I really want to know is, one, do you think that Mendeece should have had his mom at the wedding? And then the other one for me was Mendeece's mom out of line for expecting an apology from Mama D and then telling her she was uninvited to the wedding?
For me, Judy need to go to hell as far as the Mama D situation is concerned. Because good and goddamn well Mama D was going to tell your business. That's why you told her.
That's what she told.
So please stop acting like Mama D did something wrong. You just didn't like the fact that Mama D told you that you needed to own your shit. She didn't like that. Mama D was like, you have to own it. And she didn't like that. She didn't like that her friend was telling her, you have to go to your son and admit that you're wrong. You know what I'm saying? Admit that you fucked up. She don't want to do that. And so she got mad at Mama D. I do feel like he should have invited his mom to the wedding, because ultimately, like Jonathan said, if things ever get to a better place, or God forbid if she passes, you're going to wish that she was in those pictures. You're going to wish that she was a part of that very special memory, because you still love your mom and she's still going to be in your life, whether you fighting and arguing with her right now or not. So yeah, she should have been a part of the festivities, but she messy as fuck, but she wasn't wrong. Like we're wondering, did y'all really get married this time, nigga? Like, or is the restitution still too high? Yandy, let us know.
I think it is. I think that restitution's still too high.
And I
think she knew that from the beginning, though. This is the weird part. When Yandy and Mendeece got engaged and was getting married, they knew he was going to have restitution. They knew he was going to jail, with my fault, prison, federal prison. And so Yandy acting like Judy wrong, or even Mendeece acting like she's wrong, Y'all had a whole wedding and made it seem like to the public y'all got legally married. I'm not saying anybody cannot want to be legally married. That's fine, but you can't perpetrate that as husband and wife. And when someone say, "But y'all not married though," like y'all not legally married, you can't be upset about that. Now, with Judy wrong for getting mad at Mama D? Yes. At the same time, Mama D, it wasn't your bitch to tell. Like it really wasn't your it wasn't your but Mama D's messy too, so it's fine. But my main issue is with Mendeecees and Yandy because y'all playing. I don't like the fact that they brought Yandy and Mendeecees on Atlanta, and they are now building the Atlanta cast around Yandy and Mendeecees, who are from fucking New York. Okay, that pissed me off. So I think for me, I be like, fuck Yandy, fuck Mendeecees, and fuck Judy because they're not even from ACL, and I ain't either. But I'm like, we watched the show for a reason, and y'all brought the bullshit, and y'all want to kind of include Mama D because she's from Atlanta. I'm like, man, fuck y'all. Y'all not married. Y'all are not married. That's your boyfriend. But if you die, he can make the decisions. That's it. Y'all go together for a long time. Put yes or put no. I love you. Yes, that's what it is. But y'all ain't married.
I think it was funny how Judy had them fake tears. I think it was extremely funny how she said, "I learned my lesson and I will never tell anybody outside of my family about anything like that again." So you may still gossip about it to your sisters and your cousins and everything else, but you just ain't telling Mama D about it. Regardless of if it was true or not, she was messy as hell for that.
Thanks for the super chat, Mickey.
So Mickey said it seems like production and Judy is trying to prove that Yandy's a fraud. This is only reason. What? This is the only time we have saw Mama D
expose. Try to expose Yandy.
Well, Mama D felt like it was fake from the beginning. Mama D said that on social media. She said that the shit, she didn't like how fake it was with Yandy being on the show and all of that. And I agree. Nobody was watching New York, so you bringing New York people to Atlanta wasn't, and making them the center wasn't exactly the best decision in my opinion, even though they have a storyline. But I would have liked for them to focus a little bit more on Bam and Scrap, like why they couldn't be the center. They got problems, and they from Atlanta, so I mean, I'm just trying to understand why they chose to take this route. But either way, child, I'm so over Yandy and Mendeecees, but I think she looked extremely beautiful at the wedding.
She did, but I want them to go away. I think people think that we love Yandy. I think they think we love Mendeecees and whatever. I think they think that. They don't know we don't like them unless it's an ensemble cast and it cannot be focused on them. And my thing is, y'all brought in a fake storyline because the shit with Infinity, y'all brought Infinity from New York to Atlanta to fuss with that girl. She then went back to New York. Okay, cool. Y'all then brought in, okay, we want to get remarried. For what? Y'all what? I'm just like, they was making up shit for Yandy and Mendeecees. It could have been shit about. They could have handled Carly and her daughter. They could have handled Jock's son and the baby mama. There were so many other things going on in Atlanta. Erica and Safari, even cover Safari in Miami. Always like cover the cast of Atlanta doing whatever. Wherever, if y'all can follow Yandy and them to Dubai, you can follow Safari to fucking to Miami.
Were you also wondering how Yandy had no idea that they was gonna get remarried in Dubai, but yet this week people got exclusive access to their wedding? I'm sure that was negotiated before.
Mendeecees had to get permission to go to Dubai.
Yep.
He didn't surprise her with that when he said, "Oh, my PO approved me," because she knew it was a plan. Mona or whoever, Todd Tucker, came to us with the bullshit. Like, "Oh, it's gonna be a surprise." It's like, no, bitch. You have to get passports. Lamar couldn't get a passport because he was on the show. Everybody else knew. The fact that Jasmine's boyfriend had a passport to get to Dubai, had a flight booked to Dubai. It was planned. It had Erica and Bambi not been pregnant, they would have been there too.
Thanks for the super chat, Ash. Where Dion Ferrett's daughter at? She is the penny with the hole in it. Who is Dion Ferret?
Little
Oh,
baby Tate.
y'all baby
Little
Tate.
baby Tate.
Oh.
Y'all brought on. Where is Amaretta the Great?
With the whole nigga.
They brought on new cast who's acting in Atlanta, and then the show is really focused on Yandy, and I feel like it's not a boring storyline. It's not a bad thing with Yandy, but the frustration is we tune in to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta for the cast of Atlanta, and we don't watch New York. We don't want to watch Yandy.
I wonder if they're trying to give Yandy her own show.
I won't watch it. They
should have just done that. I think they should have just done that at this point. But y'all want to know who I think is missing from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Darian.
Who?
Darian.
No.
Good night.
Nope.
I think he is. He's such a fool. He would be hilarious.
Not her going all the way out.
Especially with the white girl and the baby mama.
Not her going all the way out, honey.
The cult-like relationship that he got with them women, I absolutely think that he would be perfect for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. They need to call him with his country ass. They need to get him on that show ASAP.
She went all the way out the line.
No.
You can say what you will, but you know good and goddamn well you would tune in to see what that white girl Georgie looked like and what that baby mama looked like now that she's adopted the mindset of the white girl.
He was hilarious.
Who we gonna film with?
Kai.
Girl.
Because Sierra ain't gonna be the only big booty girl up there with a beauty bar. Kai.
Okay.
I think Love and Hip Hop. I think Love and Hip Hop is. I think Love and Hip Hop has gotten to a point. Like Love and Hip Hop in the beginning was like authentic. It was real shit. Even if it was like staged or whatnot. Like okay, meet up here and things happen. Now I feel like they're like, you know what? Go to Dubai, get married. Rashida, say you might be pregnant. Okay, Carly, have your daughter come. Have her. Like I feel like it's all staged. Like I don't think nothing is. The fact that she married with a daughter to the boyfriend here. But the boyfriend ain't say shit. Like we didn't hear that conversation of him talking to Daphne about him being there. How you bring the dude and he don't say shit? I feel like it's just
they refuse to actually change the cast. In my opinion, like they always want to stick with some of these same fucking people instead of like sticking with the cast members that are willing to give you the story. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like this was a favor to Yandy. This was to give to Yandy what they should have given her from the beginning when she brought them the idea for the show. Because from what I understand, this was Yandy's idea for New York and Jim Jones and all of them to have this show. And Mona took it and became the executive producer. And then that second season brought Yandy on as a cast member. But this shit was Yandy's idea from the beginning. So Yandy is basically reaping the fruits of her work by being able to continue to be on this franchise, even though it seems as if they're not bringing back Love and Hip Hop New York. I just want
it don't even need to be a city. I feel like have Love and Hip Hop and then just show shit in different states. You know what I'm saying? Have one conglomerate Love and Hip Hop show, and then have Yandy in fucking New York with New York people. So that way, I'm not having to see her in Atlanta rumbling and dumbling with Rashida in her. Right. So when I know was the drug, like you don't have like they don't even need the different cities now as much because they did Love and Hip Hop family reunion thing. It was cool because it was like okay, they all together. I think that will work, but you have to let the people be authentic in their storylines. And I think the producers are trying to produce too much. Yeah. And what you tried to produce Yandy as a star, and she ain't a star. She might be great behind the scenes. She may be great with ideas, but Yandy is too fake to be on a reality show. She's not gonna give you the real. She'll give you the real PG version of shit.
She was like spazzing and shit because they brought it up and because they were talking about it. Like the way she was like, where y'all where y'all money at? Get y'all money up. Worrying about what we. I was like, wait a minute, bitch.
That was the producer.
I felt attacked. I was like, get my money up. Bitch, first the fuck all. You the one that got on national television and lied and said your ass was married when you wasn't. You did that shit. This ain't got nothing to do with money or getting money up because when DC still got a restitution, huh? Oh, all right then. This ain't got nothing to do with no motherfucking money. I know I ain't got no restitution, bitch. Okay. I know my nigga ain't got no restitution. Okay. So at the end of the day, calm down. Cause it ain't even all of that. But stop lying
I don't think it was real
all the time.
I think her reaction was from a producer standpoint, they want to see me go off. So let me get rah, 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 rah. That ain't even her. That ain't Yandy. I think Yandy thinks how she think the show should go. And then she acts that way. What is why I think she's fake.
No, I think
Okay,
she
I'm
did
with you
that
on the
shit
end
'cause
part.
I think she felt pushed into a corner. I think she finally got caught in a lie. It's been a long. People have not really been able to catch Yandy in her lies or prove that she's actually fugazi. They just kind of
Them
talk
But no,
about
she
baby
it.
mamas
admitted
of
it.
Mendices were. I was watching a clip of that the other day. They stayed
But
on
no,
her head.
No,
but
I know,
she
I
like
know. But at the same time, I still feel like this was her being like, all right, fuck. You know what I'm saying? All right, yeah, okay, I lied. It is what it is.
She's kind of done that before. And every time she does it, people look at her awkward because we know you're not about that type of life.
But she's also in a confessional. She ain't in front of nobody. You know what I'm saying?
because
She
she's
ain't
a
really.
producer. She's a
Yeah, but I
producer.
still feel like she was like. I feel like she still was responding to what was being said in reviews and on social media because Mendices changed his whole tune based off of what was being said on social media. So I think they're really like her response in the confessional was more so about what people are saying about her versus her producing herself for the show.
Mm-hmm.
They can cancel the whole show. I wouldn't care.
Yeah,
I want
please
Jock.
cancel it.
I don't mind
Please.
Jock. I don't even mind Carly. But it's when you let them be them. You can't let Carly and Jock
rid of
be
Carly.
supporting cast. Like
Get
they
rid of
better
Carly.
off.
Get rid of Carly. Get rid of Carly. I'm tired. It's over. It's done. They brought your daughter on here and fucked up your face. Go off into the sunset with some old ass white man. Go on somewhere.
Bring the
Well,
daughter
Spice didn't
on.
go to the wedding, right? Spice wasn't at the wedding. Okay, maybe then.
Right. How y'all not covering Spice?
I'm so glad you brought that up. I'm so glad you brought Spice up. Did y'all see that fucking video with Spice on stage and a white boy? Is going up. Either way, it was a video of Spice on stage. I never thought Spice ass was fake until that day.
Oh yeah, you see the dead skin.
I didn't stay to watch it, but
Not
I just
dead skin.
a piece of it.
What did you seen like her when you see her her ass, her thighs look fine, but the ass rippling, it looked like dying skin. So
Like,
yeah, she
right
for sure had her
dying
ass done.
Right up. I was like, oh, wait a minute.
You can see that her ass, she's had some enhancements to her ass.
I'm gonna tell you what it is because she's short, so the camera is always shooting her from above.
Yeah.
Versus that camera that was
It was
on
below.
stage catching her from exactly. Because I was like, oh no, I didn't know.
Oh
no. It didn't look good. Let's switch gears, okay? Let's switch over to Love and Hip Hop Miami because we met somebody new, Florence. She's a Haitian artist, so shout out to her. I guess she's the spice of this show. What else? She got a husband. He seems to be pretty friendly with the females and stuff, but her sister kind of dropped the bomb towards the end of it. And I thought that was a messy, and I kind of felt like, why did you wait so long?
I kept laughing.
To tell your sister
my back
that he smashed your girlfriend. What was that?
And it was, but why she didn't seem shocked? Like, what? You can't tell me my husband fucked your bitch. And I'm just like, what?
What? I knew he was gonna be a cheater when she came on talking about he's such a great husband and he's such a great father. Bitch.
No.
All right.
He had on shades in the club at night. He's a cheater.
The shades. It was the shades, Jay.
He had on shades in the club at night. He's a cheater. Because he looking around. People wear, because I wear my shades when I don't want anyone to see where I'm looking. Because I'm like, I'm either ignoring you, whatever. That's why shades are needed. He's in the club that his wife owns at night with shades on, talking to a girl about a bartender. I'm looking like, bruh, no. He's lying. No. The beard, okay, the shades. He then walked away. And it's just, no. And he fucked my bitch. Well, did he? Why did you? I just, but I do feel like she seems to be okay with his bullshit because the fact that she's having that beauty bar and she's acting like, oh, it's gonna be fixed. No, bitch, that bar ain't gonna be fixed. Your husband ain't gonna be faithful. Like, it's a lot of things that you're ignoring that you should not be. And I'm like, please pay attention to your salon and your husband. He's cheating, and your salon will not be ready. So I mean, like, get it together.
Yeah, she brought it up about him, I guess, being a ladies' man or having some other women in the past. So she used to it. She not gonna go nowhere. What, they got 3 boys together? She gonna hang in there.
But I think she's staying cool though.
Too. You said
Yeah,
I want her to. I
cool.
want her to like fuss in like an accent, so I can see how her accent sounds.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So Ray J and Princess, they decided to show up to the show. I was kind of happy though. I enjoyed Ray J.
Random. Yeah,
It was so random.
I was just watching the like episode they got married on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I was watching old episodes because that's what I've been doing lately. Y'all know I like to binge watch old shit when I get sad. So like I've been binge watching Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and it has been hilarious to my spirit. But I still feel like I don't understand why Princess and Ray J ever got married. Their relationship has been tiring from the very beginning, and like the wedding was terrible, y'all. They fought right before. This nigga was out all night. Then the mama didn't want him to get married, and
It's
then
convenience.
like it's crazy.
Ray J needed a wife, and she wanted a sponsor to pay her lifestyle. I think Ray J and Princess makes absolute sense in the world they live in. Like Ray J wants to be a businessman, and most businessmen have wife and kids. You got to go to. You have to have that thing. So I think it makes complete sense because then she wanted a family, but she also want to get fucked good by her husband when she can. So it's a weird partnership that makes sense. The issue to me be why y'all fussing and fight? Like y'all, like you know who he is, and right there you know what she wants. Like why y'all even like it should be easy.
Why I said it's tiring. That's why I said it's tiring because it's like god damn, y'all been fighting for years now. Like, and then to see them walking on the show hand in hand, all right, the divorce is off, and I was just like, oh my God, Ray J, y'all decided to work it out. Surprise, surprise.
Right.
Like, y'all are executive producing on everything on Zeus Network together. We know y'all not breaking up.
I did like him on the show, though. I'm like, oh, Ray J here? I'm like, fuck.
I was happy
Ray J?
But I hope only because Love and Hip Hop Hollywood is coming back. That's what I hope.
He said, I'm going to still be in Hollywood, meaning don't think I'm just like Safari was one who went from like franchise to franchise. I think Ray J, like, I'm here because business, okay, but I'm going to still be in Hollywood. I want to see him in both. And I do think him here, what different sets of people might be, like, I think Noriega was more interesting with Ray J. So I think, he can add some spice or whatever. And I think if Princess is around other married women, it might help her get out of her shell.
Yeah, child, I was shocked to hear about that. Get out that shell.
That nail shop. Well, she got that nail shop she got, but never opened. It spent $100
from like season 1 or 2 of the Hollywood show.
I said that's probably why Ray J probably got some issues.
He was mad
right there.
Love and Hip Hop Hollywood was my favorite. I stopped watching when it didn't come back because at that point in time, I felt like Atlanta had already got old for me. So I stopped watching all the franchises.
Because Atlanta was the first one, right? It was New York first.
New York,
then Atlanta.
Then Atlanta. Then Hollywood. Then Miami. Yeah, I agree. Hollywood is better. I'm happy to see Ray J and Prinky because I just like impersonating Ray J. And I wanted them to work it out. I really did. So to hear him say, he's finally gotten to that point where he wants to stop being an asshole to her and work 40. On their marriage. 40. He's gotten to 40 and now he wants to stop being an asshole. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever, nigga. Because I feel like he's been saying that shit for forever. And he always turn around and end up doing the same thing. I also feel like, that he be trying to act like Ray J not cheating on Prinky. And I feel like it's almost an impossibility that this nigga not cheating on her. Like, even if it's just with random strippers. But like, I definitely feel like Ray J is like his daddy in that way of having secret lives and shit going on. Meanwhile, you showcasing one thing to the people. I feel like the Norwoods were always the type of people that like the front. And that was Prinky's problem with them. She was like, I'm not about to fake the funk for y'all, but something
but she is.
That's what I'm saying. Something still feels so disingenuous about their relationship. Like there's somebody out there that Ray J is happier with. somebody. Okay, listen, hallelujah. But it just something doesn't I feel like there's like a bitch out there that Ray J really likes, but it's just not Prinky. I don't know if it's just me.
I think he like her, but I think he also likes other vagina.
This is true.
I think he loves his wife, but I think his dick
I
loves
think he
whatever
love her.
is
I think he
around.
love her.
Yeah, it's one of them things where I feel like you can't try to change the terms mid-marriage. He was on that stuff when she got with him. And now, because you have kids, you feel like the terms may change, but they're not changing.
Well, he's
So-
That's
been
a man.
change the whole time. He's like, "I'ma change, baby. I'ma get it together." He'd always say that, and he
You
never
gonna
would.
get too old to cheat.
And then he'd always end up at a strip club somewhere. He'd always leave her and end up with some strippers in a hotel room somewhere. Every time you turn around, this nigga would end up somewhere with some strippers.
You know, love the strippers.
And then
Yeah, I'm sorry.
what about what Nori said? Nori was like, oh, he was like, Ray J was like, you don't bring your wife to Vegas. And I was just like, and y'all remember how much Ray J used to be leaving Prinky in LA and going to Vegas when she was pregnant? Remember she spazzed
She was
out on him
abandoned.
online
He
because
was
he was
abandoned.
abandoned. He had to get it because he had to go to Vegas and see about, whatever pusses
Love
his
the women.
Vegas. Child.
Noriega disappoints me because he said that he'll be that married couple, or that married guy or whatever for Ray J, like the friend.
not
But
for
all
his
you
wife.
do is drink. You drink all the time. I don't like that. I want to see him support his wife more once she gets this shop up and running, because she been out here doing everything for him, and he ain't been doing a whole lot for her. So I hope he's.
What I thought he meant was, we know how much Ray J parties and don't come home.
Mm-hmm.
So what I thought he meant was, we can still go out and party and drink, but come home at the end of the night. I think he meant that more for Ray J, who don't come home and he be out partying more than he wants to drink and smoke every day, because Ray J don't come home. And I think the point is, you need a married person who at least comes home to his wife every night, and you need to do that, because your single friends be out here fucking and bucking all night, and they ain't what supposed to do. So that's what I thought you meant by that, but I could be wrong. I assume because again, Ray J don't come home, because Prinky was saying, he be out all night or whatever, he don't come home. And then when I seen him say, we can hang out at night and party and drink, but again, go home to our wives.
Uh-huh.
You need that in your life, and he do. Ray J, go home, nigga.
Go home. Sheila, how are we feeling about Sheila and Ace Hood with her having anxiety, him not really knowing how to help out with that, and her going to have a sit down and talk to her mom about feeling like an outcast? I figured her mom, I was wondering if her mama was white, but looking at her mom, I don't think she's white. I feel like she's a woman of color, but she still felt like an outcast, like she was the only black one in the household and stuff. What are y'all thoughts about that?
I wish they showed her mom saying more. They didn't show her mom saying anything.
She say nothing.
I feel like it was just a moment for her to get things out. But the way she kept talking, she seemed like she was satisfied with the conversation. So I was like, who am I to judge? But it didn't sound like her mama said anything.
I think she felt like she needed to apologize for giving her mom such a hard time about feeling like she didn't fit in. It wasn't really about her mom being at fault for, not making sure her child felt comfortable, and not knowing how to raise a black kid. It was more so, my mom, I was really hard on her because I didn't understand. But the truth of the matter is, girl, like, there should be some responsibility on these women who have babies with black men, that they create some type of understanding and comfort in who you are as a black child growing up in a family where nobody looks like you. And then you're going to get with a white man and create a white little sister for her. You know what I'm saying? So she don't look like a little sister. She don't look like you. She don't look like the stepdaddy. Like, to me, like, that's fucked up in some type of way that y'all would like ignore that she felt that way. Because that's what they were doing. They were ignoring it. That's why she, acted out. And I just think that's unhealthy. So I really do feel like a lot of kids do when their parents be fucked up. If you a good kid sometimes and your parents fucked up, you take on the weight of it like it's your fault. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that she, couldn't apologize for giving her mom a hard time. You should do that. But at the end of the day, something about it felt like, let me hurry up and get it out so she doesn't say anything that will hurt me or make me upset.
All right.
I get you saying that it wasn't about her mom being at fault. But I still feel like as a parent, she should have comforted her in some way and been like, you know, that wasn't the case. You know, we loved you. Like, we didn't even hear that. It was just like,
But I think
'Cause it
it
was
may
the
have
truth.
been, it was just what in my review I said the mama probably did not respond because she felt that way. And I think it's weird when your child is the only black child there and no one at least tries to take her out of her family because she felt displaced and she felt, I think she said she felt, I forgot the word she used, but I think she felt that way because they made her feel that way because she was the only black person. I do think that's also the reason as to why she reacted to Ace how she did when she brought up the whole anxiety thing and how she had a whole attack and he didn't help her. I feel like because I had panic attacks and I'm like, if you don't tell people how to help you in those moments, they won't know what to do. And so you can't be upset at someone who does not know how to handle your anxiety because you know how to handle your anxiety. And if you haven't at least advised him on what to do, he probably would think, okay, she got it because she never told me what to do. And I think she said how I told him I have it. I'm like, yeah, but did you say what to do when it happens? Like for me, he know what to do if I'm having a panic attack because we've had the conversation. You have to prepare a person to so that they know how to save you. If you need help being saved, if you felt like he should have saved you, why did you like if you have an EpiPen, if you have allergies or whatever, okay, I need you. If I start choking, if I start swelling, okay, I need you to do da. You can assume someone will know how to react to your ailment if he don't know what that is. So I'm happy that they talked through it, but I wanted her to be more like, you know what, I should have told you what to do versus I was pissed that you didn't do anything. It's like, what am I supposed to do? Because you don't, no one, not that many people know how to handle anxiety. And each person's trigger or each person's off switch is different. And what works for one may not work for the other. So he should have been told what works for you.
I did find it a little interesting to see that they were having this conversation on camera and they've been married for some time already. So it was kind of surprising to see that you haven't, during this entire time you guys were dating and not married, you haven't figured out a way to best handle her when she is having anxiety. That was a bit awkward for me that y'all
But
had to wait to see all that on camera.
he said, I've never seen you have an attack. So I was like, it's weird that he hasn't seen you go through this until now.
Right.
So that was more
when the
weird for
cameras
me.
come
Like,
around.
right. So it's like, were you just doing something? No, I'm not gonna say that, but like, it was weird for him to say, I've never experienced anybody have anxiety attack around me to know what I'm supposed to do. Because I was taught to suck in my feelings. So if you, because to him, I think his thing was she's freaking out about a feeling. And so for me, I was told to suck it in. So okay, well, she got that. Because I don't know how to handle my own emotions. So she got that. And I think he was wrong, but also not wrong in the same vein, because that's not his job to know how to fix her if she hasn't told him what to do.
Right.
Or advise him how to help.
As a husband to be concerned about his wife. So it's like, I get what you're saying.
It's a double-edged thing, yeah.
Okay, guys. So that wraps up Love and Hip Hop Miami. Let's get on to the foolishness, the foolery of Puerto Rico.
Oh, God.
Okay, let's go ahead and
so
scoot over. So Sean and LaRonda, they are engaged, still engaged. They have not set a date. I didn't really like how Sir James was trying to take a shot at Sean. Because I felt like, you're talking about this man, you thought that was her child. That's more shade being thrown at LaRonda than it's being thrown at Sean. So I felt like he was out of line for that. And I also wanted them to explore more when Brittany said that she felt like she was misled by Sean. I was like, what you mean misled? Like, let's talk about that. But they didn't dive deeper into that conversation. What are y'all thoughts about Sean and LaRonda? Y'all think they're going to get married?
Nope.
Yeah, they get married. They were working their shifts. They were standing around holding a broom, waiting for their shift to end. It was boring. Sean did not hesitate to bring up the fact that he was in the entertainment industry on that reunion. Again, it's like y'all are pitching yourselves. And yes, Jamie, I'm so glad that you called out Brittany, because Brittany said she was misled. All he did was say, yeah, she's dope, she's cool. Well, what about you misleading her? Let's explain that. Now, Sir James was funny as hell. I'm actually glad he said that Sean looked like a kid because I don't think he was reaching. He had oversized well, I don't know if they were oversized, but the shorts looked oversized because he's short. They was probably below his kneecap. He had on a wife beater and a do-rag. You looked like a whole ass kid. And then for Sean to be a comedian, I wish that Sean would have came back a little bit wittier, a little bit harder. He came back talking about, you 40 years old, you play flag football. That's not funny.
Okay.
I like Sir James. I think he was fun. I think he watched the show and thought it was some bullshit a little bit. And you know what? I'm a crack a little joke and whatnot. You know what it was? I do think that Rhonda and Shine love each other. That's why I also kept saying from the beginning, I don't know why they're on the show. But like they said, it was for their career. I think both for him and her. Because I've seen on social media that they're trying to have their own little thing now. And they're looking for names. I think each person, and not that you should not capitalize off be on the show, but I felt like no one left the show changed. I think the issue still remains. And I think even at the reunion, it was like, okay, I still love him. He still loves me, whatever. But again, that wasn't any different from day one. He's still jealous. He still has him seeing a little temper. And I can see that too. And she still accepts it and coddles him. So I mean, like nothing has changed. So I do think they'll get married, but I feel like they didn't need the show to get to this point. They came on a show for the show. It wasn't fake, but it also wasn't needed. I'm eating no chips.
He looked uneasy the whole time these guys was out there. Like you could tell he was still boiling. He did not want to see the guys at all. So he still had some of those jealousy things going on within him. Anything you got for them, Bondy, before we move to Jessica and Eric?
No, same thing Jay Lee said. Bullshit. Acting career. Large in sizes.
So Jessica and Eric, so they're still engaged, but they're taking things slow. They're getting a house built out there in Florida. I believe it was Orlando. So I was kind of shocked to hear that. I'm like, okay, so they are continuing to progress forward. Jessica still feels a way about Leilani doing all the touchy and feely stuff. And then she calls out the fact that Leilani was trying to go on a trip with her man. And shout out to Leilani for checking her in that moment, letting her know that he was talking about going on a trip with you. What are y'all thoughts about Jessica and Eric? Do y'all think this is actually going to happen?
If it does, I guess, you know what I'm saying? Like, they get in the house together. They have their family together. If they get married, great. All her hard work will have paid off. But the thing with Leilani, I didn't believe that for some reason. When she said that shit about, we were talking about a trip for you guys. Like, word, in between him touching your titties and grabbing your ass, y'all was talking about going on a trip with him and Jessica. Like, okay. I just felt like what she was saying was bullshit about how respectful he was. Because I feel like we were seeing something different on camera. So I don't know what type of, side bitch, she is, but I'm just saying, like, it just seemed like she was saying that because for his benefit, not because it was true. But I'll let that go.
See, that makes me like they still in contact.
Yeah.
I think she found him respectful because he didn't try to fuck her. I think any other man would have probably done more than what he did. I don't think he had sex with her.
No, I don't think he did either.
But I feel like she was only impressed because any other man would have definitely just been like, fuck it. So that's why she said it. But I did think it was super weird how very respectful she was being. Anything Jessica said, she was trying to joke it off. Oh, it's because you gave me that shot of tequila. And I'm just like, what is this? Why does nobody want to have real conversations? It's a reunion.
Yeah, it seems very fake, and let's respectability politics this shit.
I think Leilani felt like they together. I don't have time to even act like it mattered. So it was a couple dates and I'm done. That's what I got from it, because I think that's the reason why she was so respectful. Because it's like, I think she felt like, what's the point of me coming on here and being combative? Because how would that work for me? So that's why I thought she was acting like that. And plus, I do think when she said how he didn't even ask me for my number. So I think she knew for a fact. I mean, he was dating her, yes, but I think she also knew he don't really want to, because he could have tried harder, and he didn't. And so for her, like, you know what, I'm gonna just, be like, fine, let's move on.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Let's move on because this right here was the shit of the show. Alexia, Darian, and Kai. Okay, so Darian felt like the process was one-sided because everything was on him and nothing was on Alexia. So he felt like he was being blamed for everything. Darian says that he was going to tell Alexia about Kai, which all of America knows that that's not what he was going to do. We don't believe that at all. But then he also go on to say that he did not see a marriage with Alexia, but then turn around and say that he was going to propose to her. I was so confused by that. What else? Darian says that he moved on from her after she did not give him, I guess, take him back within a week. So he moved on to Kai. Kai says that she doesn't owe Alexia anything, and she also felt like Egypt didn't understand her feelings in this process, in this experience. The audacity. Let's chime in, ladies. What are y'all thoughts about this?
It was a mess.
Multiple reasons.
Alexia and Darian from the beginning was mess. I felt like we always felt like, why is she with him? Like it don't seem normal. So with him fucking Kai, getting to the reunion, bringing Kai with him because they're not a couple as Kai say, and then for Lex to kind of really just be sitting there wanting an explanation from him and or Kai was like so confusing. Now that we've seen all the other backstory that came out since the reunion aired, and I feel like either way it go, their whole dynamic was toxic. If it was true, false, or indifferent, it was toxic. If you were dating him while overseas and came back a date, either way it go, it was all toxic. If y'all made up shit, it was toxic. Kai came in and added to the shit being toxic. It's like, I don't get how they got the perfect thought type bitch to come and date him. Like, how out of all the women they picked for either Sean or even Eric, Kai was a specific type of thought, okay, who knew the assignment and came in ready to do whatever. And I felt like they knew from that first date they was gonna keep fucking around. And I felt like Alexia, if we didn't know the backstory and shit, let's forget what we know now. Alexia know Darian. She know how he do. I think that's why the whole season she acted that way, because she felt like this ain't the plan. We're supposed to be here for us, and I think you doing other shit with her. And so at the reunion, to see how that all came to fruition, how he had been lying to Kai, saying I'm not really with her. So, and Kai just believed him. It was this toxic bullshit from the beginning. I just can't take it. And then to see his interview, to see Kai's interview, and to tie all that shit in together, I felt like everybody wrong. Kai wrong, Darian wrong, Alexis wrong, Little Black Book is wrong, everybody on is wrong. Everybody played a part in. Nah, he's not really wrong for real, but I'm like, it's just so much shit that we have to even shift through. And at the bottom line, at the end of the day, I do believe Lex and Darian set this shit up to come on the show, to put themselves in some kind of position on TV. And I do believe once Kai seen how much support she got from people, she ran with it. I do think the plan was never for him to fuck Kai. And when he did that, that's when she flipped the script, because you did something you were not supposed to do. And even him saying how I watched season 1 and just mimic shit I seen, but it's up the ante. Okay, that's what I did. And I'm like, that's the crazy part, that you first said, oh, well, it was Kai's idea, not Kai, I'm sorry. It was Lex's idea to fool the show. But you then say how your plan was to watch this and watch that or whatever. So, well, the truth was a Kai. I mean, not Kai, damn it. Well, the truth was a Lex.
I don't think he's smart enough to really train himself on how to be a good character. I think it was Alexia. I honestly was in disbelief that I could believe everything that was coming out of his mouth during the interview. Like literally, and I told we was
We
in the
was
group
saying
chat.
in the
I
group.
told Jaylee. Jaylee was like, "Nah."
No,
I was like,
I think he
I
lying.
didn't finish the interview, and when I saw it, I was like, I think I got like an hour in. I said, this is not stupid. He's not
"No."
at all. Whoever he plays on TV, that is not him. And I was shocked. So I was like, I see what Jamie's
It
saying.
was
I
it
was
was
like, I ain't
comical. It was comical. Alexia. So
I definitely.
I feel like Alexia, they dated 14 years ago, which explains the 3 children. You never quit basketball for him. That was something y'all came up with.
Yeah.
But ultimately, at the end, she still thought she was going to end up with Darian. Darian flipped script, like you said. She played herself. So I still think Darian is an asshole. I still think he is, but not without us acknowledging that Lex is an asshole as well. She just happened to play
Right.
herself. And I'm even more annoyed that Lex is all over Instagram talking about for the love of Lex. She had t-shirts the night of the reunion. A couple people had t-shirts on. Hollywood had a t-shirt on said Team Lex. The back said for the love of Lex. So they're literally trying to pitch a TV show. But what I need Alexia to realize is that we don't want to watch you unless you are with a fool like Darian. Darian was
This
entertaining
is
as
the thing.
hell. Ty
I
was
think when she
entertaining.
I think she was smart. I think had he not exposed all of this Team Lex shit, OWN would have gave her a show. Because OWN
Yeah.
is now trying to put themselves in a whole different reality show thing. I think they would have gave her something or had her on some kind of group show where all, because I said before, they need to have a cast of these shows, of these dating shows, and whoever things don't work out with, put them on a show. So I
Yep.
do think Lex would have gotten around to that in some kind of way. But I think had Darian not told us it was a ploy, she was smart. Because like, okay, you fuck Kai, I can now be the victim.
Yep.
Before, if it was just being a dog or whatever and liking Kai, okay, I can take you back. But you fucked her, so now I can't be with you. I have to have my own plan. And I said that's where I think she's just as diabolical as Darian. Because she went in with a plan and said, you know what, fuck you, dude. Because
Mhm.
even though you don't owe me no loyalty, I still feel like you played me. So now I'm
Yeah.
gonna play you. It's just
I'm gonna
it's
just say,
crazy.
that I feel like I always knew something wasn't right about her, and I could tell from the hump in her sewing
Nope.
that something was not right.
You're so
Go to
damn
hell.
funny.
Go to hell, J. Lee. You know good and goddamn well that was a huge teller that something was not right, and you know it. There's
That's the hump.
nobody wearing, there's nobody wearing
Oh
leave
my
out like
God,
that.
Lord.
There's nobody wearing leave out like that right now in this era.
Not in
Something,
2021.
okay, something is absolutely amiss with a woman that is wearing leave out like that. Okay. And on top of that, I feel like as much as they were trying to portray something, they ended up doing the exact opposite. The only reason Darian looks crazy on the show is because he's trying to remember the lies he's supposed to be telling. That's the only reason why he looks crazy. But when he has the truth and he knows what's going on, he can run it for dear God. But by the time we got to the end of that fucking interview, he could not keep still. And we found out that he was the leader of some cult type relationship with his baby mama and the white bitch Georgie that he been fucking with this whole time. And I told y'all that Georgie was his bottom bitch. I said, wherever there's a broke black man dating a white woman, there's a cocaine problem. Okay.
Yes.
I told y'all that Georgie was his bottom bitch. And that's exactly what it turns out she is. Okay. Kai found out what it really was hitting for. But see, the thing is that everybody thought they was gaming somebody. Alexia and Darian thought they were gaming OWN. Okay, but the truth of the matter is, y'all didn't really game OWN. OWN got what they needed to get from y'all, which was a really
Crazy.
good season and ratings on their show. And at the end of the day, like you ended up showing exactly who you were, both of y'all. She showed
Yep.
herself to be thirsty and lacking in self-esteem, and he showed himself to be a crazy ass narcissistic fool, and that's exactly who he is. So ultimately, nobody that y'all didn't game on. And then when it came to Kai, Kai thought she was about to steal somebody man and thought she was gaming Lex and OWN. I think he had sold her a story and she was running with it because she's a super duper senior and he must have some great dick because they was having great sex and all of that. Okay, but ultimately, everybody ended up playing their fucking selves because you got your feelings hurt because the white girl was at the apartment when you rolled up, when you know good and goddamn well he was playing Lex. When you thought, even when you thought that she wasn't really his girl, you still thought at one point that that was his girl. At one point, when you was fucking with him, you thought that was his girl, and you was cool with what you was doing. So don't
And
sit up
just
here
didn't
now
care.
and didn't care and didn't give a fuck. And you said that. So don't sit up here now and act like, oh, I knew from the very beginning that they wasn't really together. That's a lie, bitch. You came on there with that I'm gonna take your man mentality. That's why you was shaking your ass all over the place, jiggling and everything. Girl, get out of here.
I agree. All
It's
right,
a
y'all. Is that
mess.
you say what?
It's a mess. But this is the weird thing.
Mhm.
No one has heard from Lex. Lex putting up how she was going to do an
Lex
interview
ain't say a fucking thing
with.
since he
Well,
said
no, she
that
was
shit.
supposed to be on the interview with Young Jock, like the day after the interview or something, or whatever. And she ain't said much of nothing. I can't even find
Be running from interviews like Alexis. Oh, let me be quiet.
I just I can't find the footage of the interview anywhere. But I
Hold
feel
up.
like all she said was, if you believe a fool or whatever, they fooling you too. I'm like, no, the same way you came out and said that picture, that video was, it did not mean y'all were back together. Why have you not said shit about this bomb he dropped? Even if he lying, at least say he a fucking liar.
She hoping it'll disappear.
Right. She
It
hurry
ain't
up and
gonna
hop
disappear.
out when them when he dropped that footage of her being smoking that hookah or whatever.
Right.
She made sure she
She's
came
she's
out and bumped that.
she's overestimating her value. And I don't mean to say that in a fucked up way, not as a woman or a person, but I mean she's overestimating the fucks that we give. Why
Yeah.
would they give her a show? She ain't got no personality like that. Lex is not that interesting. She's uncomfortable and awkward as fuck. If anybody were to get a show, it would have been maybe LaRonda and that little funny looking dude with the large incisors. But at the end of the day, like they ain't got that bitch ain't got no Lex. You're wonderful, honey, but you're sad and you don't have a lot of personality. He was the personality in the situation. So ultimately, get Darion and his harem on fucking Love and Hip Hop and re-strategize.
And that's that on that, people. Let's scoot over to some other mess. So let's talk about some love after lockup, honey. Okay, Brittany and Marcelino. Brittany done put this money into this thing, thinking she finna get something out of it. They thought they was finna go and invest in them a rehabilitation house or something. Money got snatched up. Homegirl had to get in touch with a police officer for investigating this matter. But Brittany talking about she don't want to feel like she a snitch. And I'm like, you just lost $8,000 and you over here talking about you don't want to come off as a snitch. No, you need to be snitching. All of y'all need to be in a row getting ready to snitch on this man. What are y'all thoughts about Brittany?
She a damn fool. Brittany's the whole fool I've ever seen one. I think she needs Jesus. You put money into a business that you did not have any idea what was going on. That doesn't make any goddamn sense at all to me. It's like, what is the point of you putting $8,000 of money that you do not have into a business that you don't even know how to run? It's like, who puts the money in an account that they have no access to? You can access it online and see the balance, but you can't take no money. It's stupid. And when the cops said, well, did y'all have, a contract? Did y'all ask him for any proof that he was actually who he said he was? And when they said, no, I'm looking like y'all, that's on y'all. That to me is not, it's not even illegal. That's just,
You played your damn self. He said he worked at the Pentagon. Everybody and their cousin worked at the Pentagon. Everybody and their cousin
I
got
do,
intel to when
Bondy do, Necey do. We presidents and CEOs of the United States.
right.
I was just like, it's weird to me that you were saying he stole our money, but y'all had no contracts. Even though we know a verbal contract, can be held in court. But why would you not even want to see the contract he had with the building? Like, how did you not see what he had going on? So to me, that
Because
was the dumb part.
fucking felons. Everybody just got out of jail. They don't have no business savvy. They really do think there's some honor amongst thieves out this motherfucker instead of trusting that everybody is somebody you need to question. They stupid. and they boring the shit out of me. Okay.
Yeah, they don't have to come back to me. I don't want the show to be like, okay, it has to be drama. But I feel like Marcelino and Brittany always have some made up shit that probably did happen for real, but they're just reenacting it or whatever. It just never seems truly. You don't have a point to it.
Yeah, I can't stand Brittany and Marcelino. They definitely can go. Christiana and John, they ain't giving a whole lot. Amber and Puppy can definitely go.
But why am I like, I'm like, who was these people? It's the wrong people. Because I'm trying to think of who people is. Christiana and John. Okay.
The one he flirting with her sister or whatnot. And she don't trust him, and I feel like she
Bonnie
should trust him. And now he over here trying to propose to her and stuff. I'm like,
Let me tell you something about that situation. Christiana works on my fucking nerves because, girl, you the one that brought your slutty ass sister and your mama into your man's house when you weren't even, home yet all the way, and you was inviting them to come and stay with him like you didn't try to fuck. Well, I mean, you didn't try. You fucked your sister's man when she was sleeping on the floor. So at the end of the day, sis, you know who your sister is, and you knew she was gonna try to get back at you. You knew that was catch back. So honestly, I don't feel bad for Christiana. Like, girl, get the fuck out of here. You invited that girl. You fucked her man before. You knew what was gonna happen. You need to be glad that John didn't fuck her. And honestly, I think it's a plot so that you can guilt him into doing more than he's already doing for you, as if he ain't doing a lot. And get them fucking eyebrows together.
I didn't know that about Christy. I'm so glad you said that, Bondy. I did not know she slept with her sister's man.
Oh, you didn't watch the when that was first on there?
No.
Yeah. Like, not recently, but the fact that she did it was still crazy.
John and Christiana, she was in the room. She was in the room.
Yeah, she was like sleep. I think they are drug addicts.
Come on.
That's what drug addicts do. They have weird, sex and stuff. But I think John and Christiana don't make no sense because she want to do drugs. And I think her being with him and her not being able to just do bad things is more stress on her if she was able to do drugs or whatever. I'm like, why you look so unhappy? It's because you're having to live a regular life. And while John still ain't shit at the same time, he's still like helping you stay clean. But he's also manipulating you to stay married to him. So it's like a whole this fucked up situation all in one. And I just don't get it. But I think she isn't a victim, and neither is John. Y'all just two old drug addicts, felons who fell in love, and now y'all together. So that's the weird part.
Like so many others on this show, Lord. Sean and Sarah. Sean done put Destiny down, and she done got herself locked up. He done went and got him a new girl that he has not seen a photo of in the past 6 years. Okay, so they're together, and when she gets in the car, I think she said she had anxiety. But what was interesting was that she needed to talk to her mom, so she hops on the phone, and she's talking to this person. The person's like, "Am I on speaker?" She's like, "No, you're not on speaker." So she got a secret that she's hiding from him, and I don't think she was talking to her mama. I think she was talking to either her. I really think it was a child. I think she probably was talking to her child, possibly, or either she got a girlfriend. But she said she was withholding something from him, and I'm like, girl, well, wait till you get to know him because he's withholding a whole lot from you. But I cannot stand Sean. Y'all already know that. But his storylines be interesting though, so I have to get into him. So I'm looking forward to seeing how their relationship is going to pan out and what this secret is going to be. What are y'all thoughts?
He needs to stop lying. If he wasn't lying to her, I would think, okay, it's cool. Because at this point, like, if she know he's 46, he has his kids, and she still likes him, cool. But I'm like, she don't know how many kids you got, your age is fake or whatever. So do she really know you? And like, cause she comments on my video, whatever, and she was saying how so many people was like coming to her hard and like judging her and whatnot. And she was happy because I was saying like, she seems nicer than Destiny. She seems genuine, and she seems to like him. So like, I'm like, it's a different feel. Like her and Sean is different than how Sean and Destiny was. Like that shit was a train wreck from the beginning. Like from the moment she walked out holding that, I'm like, it's gonna be some fucked up shit. But with Sarah, it did seem like she just happened to be out of prison and she liked this man. And I'm like, I don't want him to fuck it up.
She looked like she should have never been in prison.
Well, I think I see that's the weird part because y'all know what she was in prison for, right?
No,
Man-
what was she in prison?
So she was in prison because she was. It was manslaughter. So she sold drugs to someone who died from taking them, and
And
so
she helped them take them.
and she helped the person take the drugs. So they charged her with manslaughter, and so she went in for 6 years. And she seems so remorseful and saying, like, I wish I didn't, it didn't happen. So to me, it's like people fuck up, and that's a bad fuck up. But I'm like, you see some of the people who like, yeah, I did it, it happened, and move on. I like that she seemed remorseful. So I'm looking like she seemed like she could be like how Brittany was. Brittany did some bad shit, went to prison, got out, got with Rafino, and they better now. So I'm hoping that she can like be another case of somebody who got out and was then good. Even with Andrea Lamar, like you have these couples who the person get out and they cool, but I'm like I don't know if Sean has it in him to be what she needs to succeed.
Sean don't even want to deal with his own children. So I feel like when she starts having anxiety or whatever's going on with her, I don't think Sean's going to be able to manage that. When it came down to Destiny, I felt like he was running behind her so much that now he's going to get a person. I don't think he's going to have to run after so much. And I think that's what Sean likes. I think Sean likes to run after individuals versus somebody that's actually there for him, available. Because look at how he treated his kid's mom. She would have been in a relationship with him, but he didn't want her. So when it comes down to it, if Sarah probably really wants him, she's going to have to do a little running from him, unfortunately. But those are my thoughts on Sean and Sarah. Brittany and Ray.
Sorry.
The family actually trying to sit up here and convince this girl to pay this man's restitution. I don't.
They trying to play her. They trying to see how much of a fool she is.
See, I thought differently. I think it's a difference between. You can't tell her to pay his restitution. You can't say that. I think her asking, should I still marry him knowing that I may be held liable? I do feel like when you are dating someone in prison or when you're dating anyone who has any kind of debt, that's a part of being married. Whether it's tax debt or whatever debt it is, when you become married, that's a part of it. It does not mean she should feel like she has to pay his restitution. No, she does not. She should not have to. But when you marry someone, yes, his debt becomes your debt. That's just facts. So it's like, so knowing that's just facts, you can't say, well, what should I do? Do you want to marry him or not? Because once y'all become married, it's a possibility that could become yours. But someone said because it's prison and restitution, it may not be on her because that's what the Bureau of Parole or whatever. But still, when you marry somebody, their debt becomes your debt. That's just a fact. It's like that's not a shade to Ray or his family. They were saying once you are married, that's what happens. So it's like that's life.
She better do like Yandy. They better have a ceremony before God.
I'm like, if they smart, they can pay that off. Once you on these shows and you are popular, and you can get paid from being an influencer. You can pay that off in like a year. Something like if Brittany is smart, if she should be, because the wig she fixed was good, she would know how to finagle all of this into money for him to pay it off. So that way, even if it is her doing sponsorships or whatever, at least that's a debt they don't have. But you can, like, you're not a regular Joe Blow, working at the Walmart and at the Quickie Mart or whatever. Y'all are on a national syndicated show. Y'all are being seen weekly. Y'all are getting fans weekly. Use that shit to get whatever because you can get and pay that shit off.
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Because if you love him, if you want to be with him.
But my only thing about the family, though, was that y'all over here heavily convincing this girl to do something that y'all not finna do. Y'all ain't finna help him pay his restitution. Y'all ain't finna go get nobody. Y'all, like, that was the thing for me, especially the uncle. I'm like, you can shut up, sir. So I didn't appreciate that at all. And then it seems like, I did say this, though. You're going to have to be okay with one or the other, girl. You either going to have to be okay with marrying this man and paying this restitution or helping him should he need the help. Or you're going to have to be okay with not being married at all. So I'm going to have to give you. It's going to be a matter of which one. I just didn't like the family sitting up there trying to heavily influence her on this.
Pay it now.
Right. One person after the next.
I also also didn't like her opening up about her mom to them either, because now they have an idea of her mom, so they have a certain image of her, and when they get ready to meet, they're not gonna like her. And it's like, you could have avoided all that and just not discussed your mom. I don't know what kind of bonding moment you thought that was, so I wish you would have not even mentioned that at all.
I love how his mom's like, fuck your mama, like, my son is a good person, like, she can't be judging him based on not knowing him. And I do like how I think they acknowledge he fucked up, but they also like, I'm not gonna let you use that to down him now that he's out. So I like that they still don't want him to be a broken individual, and they don't want him to be judged from people who don't know him. I like that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get all that and everything. But if her mama don't want to meet him, then her mama don't want to meet him. Like, so fucking what? Like, at the end of the day, I'm low-key annoyed. Like, not only was your son in jail, but your son was a fucking drug addict thief. And you mad because people are a little apprehensive about him? Like, chill out. Like, it wasn't like, you know... It wasn't like the situation isn't something that could persist. You could get back on drugs. You could steal again. Like, all of those things can happen again, because a lot of these people on these shows get out of jail and go right back to jail. So I'm not mad at her people for being apprehensive. And I'm also not mad at her mom for feeling like I don't want to meet his ass. Like, if I don't want to meet him, then I don't have to meet him. He just got out of jail. Y'all just got together. If I want to wait a little while before I meet his ass to see if y'all gonna stay together, whether it's worth my time, and I think that's the mom's prerogative to feel like I don't want to deal with that if I don't feel like it. Especially after the last dude beat her ass. So it's not like they don't have a reason to feel this way in the first place. And it's not no shade to Ray, but it's also like people just don't want to put themselves on the line for people that's been in and out of jail. Like, they just, it is what it is. That's a part of people wanting to be career criminals, and then people's families have this reaction. That's a part of it. It might be fucked up sometimes, but ultimately it'll work itself out if they stay together. The mom will eventually come around. And if not, then oh well. Brittany and Ray are grown. Why do y'all need all this family input? Yeah, I'm sorry. I love my people. Lyric love his people. But if me and Lyric wanted to get married and they had anybody out here that had a problem with it, do you think we would have not got married? I think the fuck not. We would have absolutely got married. The fuck about what y'all talking about? I'm grown. Get off me.
Speaking of grown people, moving on. Married at First Sight. Let's go ahead and get into something.
Oh, let's talk.
Brett and Ryan. I don't want to talk about them.
Move on.
Yeah, they didn't. I'm tired. Jose, Rachel. Finances. He still wants to control everything. He wants her to put everything in one pot, and I just don't think that's fair. And he over here trying to dress it up with his family by saying, first of all, his daddy was agreeing. Did y'all hear that? When he was talking, the dad was agreeing, and I was like, is this how you and your wife live? Because it don't seem like that when she's giving advice to Rachel. But Jose says that he wants everything to go on one account. He's going to spend the money out on the bills, and what's left, they can travel with. And I said, as I think about it, no, because that's still another way for you to control so that you can see where the money is going, so that you can micromanage that account. And I just don't think that's fair. What are you all's thoughts on them?
I said in my review, if Rachel let him do that, she's going to be calling him on the phone at Walmart asking if she can buy 3-ply toilet tissue instead of 2. He gonna be nickel and diamond everything. So I don't think she should do that. I also thought it was quite annoying how Jose couldn't wait to bring out his whiteboard and let everybody know his income.
Like, what the fuck?
Even the people on TV. I stopped. I was like, what is that? He said
the credit score is right there. The credit score is right up there too. I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, we get it.
We get it. That's how I feel.
Do it.
He aggravates me. Jose aggravates me in how he wants to control everything. But at the same time, I feel like she's irresponsible with her money. So I feel like she do need someone to help her, but she don't need anybody to micromanage her. I think that's the issue I have with Jose, is that his approach is wrong. His approach is, I want to do things this way because I think this is how it should go. And he's doing that based on knowing she isn't good financially, okay? Because I'm like, you're getting credit card trips. So his reason for it makes sense, but how he's doing it is seeming controlling. And if you don't make it seem like you want to see where all the money's at, and then some of it goes here, and then I can see where you spend it, is what I think is wrong. I don't see an issue with a married couple having joint accounts. I don't. But I do think it's an issue when he feels like he knows the best thing for her to do when you haven't even taught her how to budget. First, teach her how to budget. Like, show her the shit, how you did your things or whatever, and then see if you need to control it all. But I still feel like Rachel is irresponsible financially. And I do feel like she needs help learning to budget, but she just doesn't need someone to micromanage her.
I'm going to say I need for him to stop acting like her having debt or not being good at managing money is the same thing as somebody taking your money to the fucking slots every time they get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got men that you got to take their check from them, because if they don't, they're going to spend all their fucking money gambling or go spend all their money buying liquor, like whatever stupid shit that niggas, I've seen it done. So that's why I know that, yes, sometimes you might have to control the money, but this is not that situation. She may not be the best at managing, but you can teach her by leading by example, first of all. And at the end of the day, if y'all have things that y'all want to accomplish, then she needs to be putting up her portion of it. And then y'all talk about her portion of it and how she's going to make that happen. And if she wants to do it in the wrong way by getting a credit card, you'll be like, hey, don't do that. Let's do this instead. That's how you help somebody that don't know how to manage money. You don't take a check from them and then be like, I'll give you something, to hold you over. Like, no, fucking alive.
But you know why I think he did that? And not to defend Jose, I think the reason why his mind goes there is because he's saying, let's say, save, and she's saying, Europe. I think when he's trying to say, hey, maybe we should focus on getting you a new car because that's a better thing to do with the money. And her thing is, but no, we should go to Europe. So I think in his mind, he then goes full steam ahead of, okay, because she ain't listening now. Like, she's not listening to one thing I'm saying, so I have to go far left to know, let's have all the money here. I think she isn't even listening to what she's saying. Don't make sense. If your car is breaking down and he's saying, hey, let's focus on financially getting you a better car, and you then say, I can't wait for a car for next year, I want to go to Europe, I think in his mind is sending him over the edge, because in life as a single man, his family said he's a stickler for being, with his money. So he goes far left over littlest thing. And I think for her, because she wants to be independent, she goes far left with, fuck what you saying, you can't control me, I'm going to Europe, we're going to Europe. So I think they both are still thinking in their own singlehood mind. I want to be independent, I want to control shit. Neither one of them have compromised yet. He hasn't, and neither has she. They both want to do how they want to do things separately. They're not compromising yet. So they're both not realizing, hey, it's a better way to do this, and they don't have a suggestion yet.
Yeah. Mirla and Gil. And so they speak on their statements. We already know Mirla, the one that's organized, she got the money. Okay. It was interesting to see that she said she want to buy a house, though. I thought that was interesting. I'm like, okay, so maybe they are getting somewhere. Just seeing kind of some of the affection she was giving him a little bit, like leaning on him, touching, rubbing. I was like, okay, I think that kiss is definitely around the corner for both of them. Gil kind of wants her to compromise a little bit on her lifestyle and things like that. And what I thought was interesting that Mirla said, she said she only goes shopping like 2 to 3 times a year. And I'm like, you sure? You sure you go shopping? Yeah, that's what she said. She only goes shopping 2 to 3 times a year. I don't believe her when she says
a year.
I do believe her, because if you look at her fashions, there really are. She doesn't buy fast fashion. It seems to me like she spends more money on less clothes. So 2 to 3 times a year is probably right, because she don't come just wearing trendy stuff.
That's true. I think he don't have enough money to tell her what to buy. But I do like how she wanted to focus on that, if we want a family, if you want to have a family and to move, okay, you can't afford shit. So we gotta start from scratch right now, because I'm not gonna live where you live. But that was also a dig, but it was like you can't, like, your place isn't much better than his. So to make it seem as if, I can't live where he lives, I'm like, but bitch, you live in a box. So what's it like? My place is bigger than yours. So
place was
why?
giving white refrigerator.
Right.
Yeah, it's like
bright lights. She was giving me dingy
a little
lights.
dungeon. So I do feel like she likes him and wants to progress with him. But I do feel like when she saw his account, his savings account or whatever, and found out I got more of my savings than you do, and your money over there in Colombia, which we can't get, so you can't tell me shit. I'm not doing anything when you have not saved how much I have saved. You can't tell her to stop shopping when you can't afford what she can afford. And when she brought up how, I pay my cars off every month. I don't carry a balance, which means she's good financially. Even if she's not rich, she's balancing her life great. And if she shops too, I think she may buy shoes expensively a couple times a year. And that may be when she buy more clothes. Because like you said, her fashion was whatever. But I do feel like she was smart enough to know I want to be with him, but I got to make sure he not on no bullshit. And I think her saying like, okay, we got to save starting now. Fuck the bullshit. So I think she's in it to win it, but I need her to kiss him. I want to see it happen.
I think it will.
If y'all have not watched All the Queens Men yet, I need y'all, and by y'all, I'm talking to the ladies, to watch the first episode. At least the first couple minutes.
Okay.
That's all.
I'm gonna watch it when we get off here.
Check it out.
I feel the same. I actually like Mirla, surprisingly. Like, I think she's sarcastic and like kind of funny, like dry humor. And I think
she grew on me.
Yeah, and I think he gets that too. And I feel like they're both growing on me. But I thought it was funny how you're conservative and broke, and she's liberal and she got money. And she's good with her money. She saves her money. She pays off her bills. She does what she wants to do. I think that she don't care that much about that living space. Like, she probably don't cook, so she don't give a fuck about a refrigerator and stove and all that. She don't care about none of that because she probably don't do none of that shit. Okay,
She's spending money on them groceries. $350 a month. I'm like, girl.
No, I bet you if she's spending money like that, that's prepared food you get from the grocery store. She probably getting mad prepared meals from the grocery store, real good wine and shit from the grocery store. She might have some people that come over and cook, so she gonna get all the groceries, and then y'all come over and y'all cook the food because she got all them fucking friends and shit. So I can imagine, her spending that amount of money depending on what's going on,
Meal
Because
prep
she might buy every meal pre-packaged out the grocery store,
and that's why it's so expensive.
Yes, just because
I don't count how much I spend. I don't count how much it costs. I just spend. I'm like, come on now.
I don't do that when it comes to groceries because I feel like that's the one thing where I'm like, I have to eat.
Yes,
whatever costs is what it costs.
Yes. When I get to the end of this line, this shit will be paid for. Okay, the budget is whatever the fuck
whatever it is.
Yeah, you ain't about to spend no more than I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna just say in one day if I'm going to multiple stores, because sometimes I might have to go to Target, then I might have to go to the actual grocery store to get shrimp or whatever. And one day I might spend about $350 tops. And that's when I'm replenishing everything like paper towels, Clorox wipes, cleaning products, and getting groceries, and getting something to cook, and snack food, and alcohol. Like that'll probably run me a good maybe like $350, but that's tops. But like a regular just grocery store run like in a week for food and kombucha and shit, $180 tops. And that's because I'm buying for me and a nigga that has a bottomless stomach.
I have to say, the comment on Mirla talking about I can't live where Gil is. I low-key felt her on that. He had wooden cabinets. Her apartment to me seemed more of like a luxury apartment, even though it was small. And I have to point out the fact, a lot of people are like, so what if her apartment's small? So what? But we are in Texas. It's not the norm for anybody with any decent amount of money to go live in a 500-600 square foot apartment. That's not the norm. You can work a regular ass job and still have an 800 square foot apartment downtown. So that's the part where I'm like, that don't really make sense. As far as Mirla and Gil in the finance situation, all before long, I was like, Mirla could compromise. But more than anything, Gil is showing his ass. He's taking every single opportunity to try to shame her. Why are you shaming her for affording what she can afford? And she still has more saves than you. You have invisible money in Colombia. So I feel like I definitely see the light. I don't think that Mirla should compromise her lifestyle at all. I think that they can work on saving some stuff together, but just based on the way that Gil's trying to shame her, he sees himself as insecure. He knows he can't keep up with what she can do for herself. So
I just want to say I said that last week. I said that he was just mad because he wasn't gonna be able to do for her what she could do for herself. He was
And I
terrible.
wonder if he assumed. I do wonder if, like, I do wonder, walking in her closet and hearing her talk about how much she shopped. He assumed she shops. Like, I shop a lot. You know what I'm saying? I shop every month. I'm getting, like, I'm always getting new stuff. So I shop a lot. So I can't think if someone's saying, like, someone like me shopping, it will, like, okay, maybe you don't shop every week. You should not be getting new packages. But I think for her, she don't shop that often. So I do think he thought she shopped more than she do. So him suggesting that did not make any sense to her. Because, like, I don't even shop that much. And I think once he started her,
she just like nice shit.
yeah. So I think he thought she shopped more than she do. And she kind of like, oh, I'm not going to compromise. It is what it is. So I'm happy she grew on us.
Nigga said Gil giving cartel vibes with that money in Colombia.
I know.
I was thinking that too.
Because he said, I can't
also
touch
wonder
it.
if he's sending money back to his mama, because is it his mom?
That's what he said. He said the money he sent back, that's the money he was showing her.
Yeah. So it's a savings he can't touch because it's to help them.
Yikes. Okay, gotcha. All right. So Johnny and Bao, he's still conflicted about the relationship. He talks to the guys and says that she really not his type. And I was like, not your type, but we learned that he's talking about personality-wise, okay? And I think he's also talking about hygiene-wise as well. Bao tells the ladies that Johnny, and she tells the ladies and Johnny that she feels like, not the ladies and Johnny, but her other friend, Huey.
Child.
Whatever his name is, but she tells them that she feels like he's dismissive, and she's not sure about him being so committed. And it seems like Johnny confirmed that for her by telling her that he thinks that he wasn't really ready to be in this marriage with her. Johnny got a lot of turmoil or something going on within him, and I'm trying to figure out what is this all about. Why are you holding yourself to such a high standard as well as her? Because the way he was sitting up there with them guys, it looks like he wanted to completely explode to me. He was really going through it. He had to go hug Jose. He went outside crying, talking about how he effed. He fucked, she fucked. He was just really going through it. And I'm just like, what is it? Like, do you smell her or something? Like, what is really going on with Johnny?
Johnny and Bao are like Haley and Jacob last season, where every episode it was something, but by the end of the episode, we're going to try to make it work. I'm going to be in this. It's the exact. I was like, this is fucking Haley and Jacob all over again, except Bao and take baths. And for me, I feel like if they were matched with other people, it might work. They not gonna work together because the fact that she is not a person who wants to shower is the main reason he don't see it for her. It might be these other reasons too, but it boils down to that. And I do think like he don't want to say that out loud to other folks because it's gonna make them think she's dirty. I think in his head, he's always trying to figure out, okay, what else do I not like about her that I can bring up in public that people won't know this bitch don't take showers. And that's my main issue with her. So that way she can't make it seem as if I downed her or judged her based on that. So for me, I feel like Johnny has every right to be freaking out because I'm married to someone who doesn't shower. I'm OCD and it's driving me crazy. When there's one thing that you are like, that's your one, you pride yourself with being clean, and your wife who sleeps in your bed does not want to shower, and you kind of have to accept it because if not, then you seem like an asshole. I think Johnny thinks if I do not just accept her and be with her, she will make it seem as if I'm judging her based on her fucking snoring and her. So I think he's feeling forced to accept her, and I feel like that's not fair. So for him, he's fucked because I'm married, and I thought I was ready, but I'm not because I can't get past her not showering. And she may not smell per se, but she probably has a stench. That's just her body odor. And he's like, okay, that's just how she smells because she does not shower often. And so I feel bad for him because if he calls her out on it, he's an asshole. And if he doesn't, he's just sad in his spirit because he was a dirty bitch.
I agree 1,000%. And it's not like he just married anybody off the street. They have mutual connections. So not only are you dealing with the anxiety of everything playing out on TV, but once this shit is over, you're going to have to deal with the anxiety of seeing y'all's mutual friends and having to look like the asshole. So I couldn't have said it better, Jelly.
Someone said they think that he wants they say Johnny wants a perfect woman. I think he do, but I think he would accept her not being perfect if she showered. You can't not be perfect and not shower. You can't do both. Right. It doesn't work that way. The math don't math. It is that's not how it adds up. It's weird. So I do think
she showers more now. She said on the after show or something that she showers every day.
I want to see the proof. I need to see the water bill. I need to see the usage. Because it's weird that, okay, now you do. But are you saying that because the world now feels like, but you don't take, because you said it on the nationally syndicated show on multiple occasions that you don't take showers. Now all of a sudden, because, okay, now I take showers, guys, all the time. No, you want us to think you clean, but you not. If you want to be dirty bow, then be dirty bow. And it's one thing to not take a shower, baby, that one day at home, you get home, you're tired, that one day you go to sleep and you don't take a shower. But you wake up in the morning and you take a shower. You change the sheets. You wash them. Bow on bullshit.
Y'all ready?
Why doesn't she shower? Is she crazy?
Bow. I'm wondering, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm wondering what it's really about. Like, what is Johnny's issue? Like, Johnny, what about this checklist? Like, do you have a checklist in your head? We didn't know you had a checklist in your head. And I'm wondering, do you have a checklist in your head the way Jose has a checklist in his head, where you're trying to, see if you can find a woman that will be perfect enough to make you happy? Because y'all are really asking, both of them ask for perfection in a way that I think is unreasonable. Not to say that Bao, couldn't because Bao is aggravating the shit. But I also feel like the way he responded this episode, like, tell us the bitch dirty, but make it make sense. Because you was having a conniption, and I was like, what is going on?
He knew I think he feel like everybody else is having, some kind of good time, their wives. And I don't think he can see them having a good time anytime soon because she's dirty. So I think he's freaking out because he feel like I can't even tell them, I can't tell them she don't shower. So he's having a whole, like, he ain't told nobody that. He didn't even tell Pascal that. Yeah. So it's probably making a skin crawl. She's dirty. You're a dirty bird, Bow.
Yeah.
I'm crazy. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and move on to Zach and Michaela, or shall we say her, KK. So Zach explains to his friend Jaron why he actually left the house. And that he just really took the dog to the daycare or whatnot, and he just didn't text her at that time. And so she just blew a lid and decided to leave the apartment as a whole. He feels like those are red flags because he's experienced things like this in his past relationships, and he doesn't want to go through that again. Michaela, she doesn't open up to the girls about the issues she's having with Zach. And she also doesn't open up to the girls to let them know that she and Zach have crossed the line and they've had sex. Zach, however, he didn't the guys. He said he didn't beat it down. Zach also speaks with Michaela's friends, right? And he wants to know, is her attitude and how she handles conflict, is this the norm? Is this usual? Her white friend was like, no, it's not. And the black friend was looking at her like, why are you lying? And like, this is the norm. This is the usual for her. It's only been 2 weeks and she already showing her, it's like, yeah, no. What else happened? Michaela, she talks with Jaron, which is Zach's friend. He gave her some pretty good tips. Like, he's used to this. This has happened before. If you want to move forward in your relationship, you're going to want to do something different than these other girls, which is be calm about things and handle things in a respectful way. And I'm like, Jaron going to be your buddy. because he's out here giving you the prize. He out here telling you what it is you need to do. So we're gonna have to see if you actually gonna follow through with that. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I think you're gonna show us again. And then Zach tells Michaela at the end of the episode his issue. He don't like how she handles conflict. He said communication isn't the issue. It's how you handle conflict. He said that he doesn't think that is going to change. He asked her if she's gonna stay at the house because he does not want to stay at the house. I felt like Michaela was kind of like trying to play him with trying to act like she was gonna cry and stuff like that and saying, oh, I didn't, if I would have known that canceling the housewarming would have affected you in the way that it did, then I wouldn't have did it. And I'm like, girl, you didn't even consider him to begin with. You were selfish that entire time. So I'm glad that he kind of stood his ground with her a little bit on that. And I mean, I wasn't mad at him for feeling a way about it, like I was last week. Because after he kind of explained things, I was like, okay, maybe.
Because you and Bondy, because they was what they honest Necey.
Well, somebody said in my my chat earlier today, they kind of said both could be the same, right? He still could be a person that was doing things on purpose, because we can't forget the fact that he did not reach out to her, he did not connect with her and let her know what was going on.
He said he did text her back, and she didn't respond. Text her back because she was packing her shit and moving out.
Oh, that's when he texted her back when she was packing her shit and moving out.
She asked him a question and he said yes, and that was it.
Oh, he just said yes, and that was it.
Yeah,
she asked him.
And see, that's why it's like,
it ain't Zach, it's Michaela.
Okay,
it's Michaela.
Okay, so let's fast forward to the end of the episode when they still had to get together. They talked to the friends. She'd apologized beforehand. And after the party, he still decides to leave and not stay at the apartment with her, even though the apartment has 2 bedrooms. So they don't have to sleep in the same room together, but he decided to leave completely. She's crazy, but I think he's looking and almost probably creating scenarios so he can run. Like that shit Darian said about testing people. Really, like I'm sorry, but no, listen.
You're not right.
Beyonce.
Stop. I think niggas really do be out here when they've gone through things with women. They will do things to test you to see how you're going to respond. And I really do feel like, I'm sorry, on some level, because he's been through this in relationships before. On some level, I feel like he wanted to see if she was going to act crazy. And she did act crazy. And so now I feel like he wants to throw his hands up, because the truth of the matter is, like, you couldn't sleep in the other room. You already ready to give up just like that. Y'all didn't fuck. Y'all had the COVID thing happen. Now y'all back at the house and y'all got into it over, a misunderstanding, whatever. If it's not that big of a deal, why can't y'all work past it? His want to run at the end is what made me look at it like you're looking for a reason to not make this work, in my opinion. Because I'm just saying, she's crazy. I'm not denying that, Jay Lee. Calm down. I'm not denying that is the problem. I'm not denying that. I'm just saying that
sometimes, no, it's not him. We can't sit up here and try to. She said out her own mouth, I was being vindictive. Mm-hmm. So the fact that she admitted I was being
more, how does he fall asleep in the guest room? Like I'm sorry, it's a bunch of things that just made me feel like he either was turned off by the way she responded over the COVID thing or something. But I feel like he was already like not really trying to fuck with her once they got into that apartment.
Because she crazy. I think he has the right to not want to be in the house with her when he's seen her overreact to the smallest of things. When he said to his friend, if this is wait, no, wait, let me finish. The fact that he said to his friend that she overreacted to something so small, how would she react to something bigger? He has, because this is the thing, if the role reversed and if Jack was a female doing this, and she should leave, but because he's a dude, he's supposed to accept that she is being vindictive and overreacting to the smallest of things 2 weeks into their marriage when they wasn't even together for the first 7 days. So again, yeah, they fuck, cool. But you can't tell me that I'm being vindictive to you because that's what I want to do. But you should forgive me because I said sorry. Sorry is not an automatic fix. Saying sorry
Right.
does not fix it instantly. I think we have to normalize men being able to say, you know what, I do not want to be in this situation right now. Let me leave. Because if a woman would felt like, okay,
Is
he
that
already
not
blew up at
normal?
me. But no, if he's saying she blew up, I don't want to be there. I think it's weird that people are trying to make it seem as if, well, no, Zach should stick around and Zach should. It's like he don't have to. She has admitted to doing things just because she's Hurricane K.
And
That's
Sour
what she
Patch
is.
ass kid. Sour Patch ass kid. I feel like, okay, this comment from Tiffany Davis, she says she will probably be pulling on the spare bedroom door. Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Bondy, I also do agree with what you're saying. However, I feel like even if Zach is pulling back from her, he's not wrong. I think that it was so many things that happened in the beginning that were red flags, the clinginess, the this, the that. He was over it immediately after they had sex, which is fucked up. But I mean, both of them wanted to have sex with each other. So I think too many things happened back to back, and he was kind of just like, nah, I'm over it. So I think he's already checked out, which is also why I feel like he was trying to project on Johnny. If it doesn't work, it just doesn't work. It's like, were you trying to prep yourself for when it don't work with Michaela?
Because
Right.
he don't like conflict. And I think
Right.
her friends trying to make it seem as if, oh, she's not that bad, but she's that bad. So I feel like we're ignoring the fact that Michaela's showing more red flags than Zach, but we are assuming he had red flags that we haven't fully seen. I think her reaction to the whole leaving thing and then her wanting to fix it and with that the cow is we cool now, but then text me and say, okay, you know, I'm still mad. No party. I'm done. So his thing was, okay, first she reacted that way when I was gone for a couple hours. Now, after we talked it out and fixed things, she flips out again and texts me that she's pissed off still. So how will she react if I tell her how I feel? So how am I even able to be honest with my wife if she flips out and gets upset at little shit? So I think she has exhibited red flag behavior. He hasn't really fully done that yet. I think he's reacting off her reactions.
Does that conclude? Anybody else have anything to say about Married at First Sight? All right.
Tracy
let's
said
go.
when she slammed the pipes on the table and moved out, nope, let her go.
That wasn't the point for me, but I see where you're coming from.
Let's go ahead and hop on into Love and Marriage Huntsville. So at the bar, we have Martell out there not willing to open up about who he loves or whatever. Something that was key for me when they were outside was when they talked about getting married for a second time. And Maurice and Martell said that Marceau does not value marriage or family. That was funny. Interesting. Mama Wanda in there still giving Mel a run for her money because she feels like she should be with Martell, even though she up there supporting and liking the photos and everything of the Miss Girl. Then she turned around and called Destiny insecure if she feels a way about her liking somebody else's pics. And then she gets into it with Kimmy after Mel leaves the restaurant or whatever. And what are y'all thoughts about that? I'm glad Kimmy got in her ass though.
Tell me what
Mama
you
Wanda couldn't
saw.
tell her nothing.
Tell me what you saw.
Kimmy ain't gonna hold nobody back. Kimmy gonna play. I like that Kimmy is cool and she won't say shit until you push her. But I like how she get Wanda back when Wanda gives out. I think Wanda trying to not force Mel, but to convince Mel to get back with Martell was the stupidest shit I've seen her try to. I was like, for what? You told her last season that she can do better at the graduation thing for. You would walk up to the car, say how Martell wasn't shit, but this season, oh, you should stay with him. So I think that's dumb. And Kimmy's point was right. You can't say what I did because I ain't do shit. So I'm a fuss with you back and forth. Tell me what I did. If you can't, then shut up. I think Wanda likes stirring up trouble because I think she thinks that's a good way to keep Tisha on the show. Because Tisha may not always give drama. So if my daughter not giving drama, I can too. But I'm like, Wanda, somebody gonna cuss her out like disrespectfully, and I feel like when that happens, she gonna deserve it. Because Kimmy almost did, and I wish she would have. just so she can say, like, now you have something to be mad at me about, because you don't really have a reason to be pissed off at me. Let me give you one. Let me cuss your ass out and then leave me, because I ain't said and did shit. So it was entertaining as hell seeing Kimmy go off, but I just want her to cuss her out a little bit more.
Wanda does that shit for bingo money. It was clear. She walked straight out the door and said, I like to shake it up or something. I like to shake a something and leave. And then when she was at Tisha's house, she said something like, "Nah, I don't like to fight. I like to throw rocks." So, yeah, Wanda, yeah, I can't wait till the day she get cussed out for sure. I'm glad. Oh well, that's the end of the episode. I'll wait for that.
Anything else on Wanda now? Tiffany husband, they over there talking about Maurice and stuff. She talking about she felt blindsided. I don't understand how, because you didn't care about blindsided nobody else at the birthday event. And then Martell over there talking to Fred. We learned that he done lost all his businesses, child. So he's trying to build things back up. He has the right of refusal to buy those lots. So that's where Martell is. I'm glad to see Martell trying to move along in that phase, because I do kind of feel like Chris could have at least gave him a heads up in the beginning that how the realtor not the realtor, but the buyers, how they wanted to move. He could have talked to him ahead of time versus going over talking to Melody and then turning around and telling him. So now Martell done went back and he's able to get the lots. So he's about to probably cut Chris out of, I guess, the remaining part of the deal, because he got another partner or whatever. And y'all already know how I feel about Tiffany, girl. You blindsided them. You got played. It is what it is. What do y'all
believe Martell? You believe he actually got contracted to do 44 lots with no builder's license?
He got right of refusal to buy him. I guess I would say, yeah, if he's talking to somebody else that has it, if he's already been able to have a conversation with them and they're like, okay, yeah, we'll give you that. Yeah, I think he probably did until they showed it. No, until they show otherwise, because he's already talking to another source. They about to partner up.
I don't know.
I think Martell worked well business-wise, building shit. And I think he's realizing I fucked everything up. I have to kind of be nice now. So let me try to join with old boy or whatever. And so I get my own license. I don't mind seeing him trying to get back into things. I just want him not to go back down that rabbit hole of trying to blame Mel for shit. I feel like every time we see him take like one step forward and like moving past it, I think later on in the season we're gonna see like some fuss and whatever. I just want him to stop doing that. I think if he accepts what he did, he can move on easier, and people will accept him moving on better. Like, seeing him and Mel get along was cool, because I'm like, okay, Mel cool, I'm cool. And seeing him talk to old boy, okay, he wants to accept he fucked up, I gotta rebuild. So I just don't want him to move backwards and try to go back to that asshole Martell who we don't like. Like, just keep moving, build some shit, and then, you know what I'm saying, get some more money.
True. Tisha, Wanda, and Marcel. So Wanda messy self, she gonna tell Tisha about what happened with the ladies, making it seem like the ladies are trying to jump on her, like she ain't do nothing wrong. She calls out Marcel.
Did you talk about Tiffany and her husband? Did I miss that?
I grouped that together with the Martell situation.
Oh, I forgot to say that. Fuck Tiffany, fuck her husband. I hated how they tried to turn the monster thing into, the issue is really that Maurice and Kimmy aren't communicating. That pissed me off for you being a couple who say y'all are so good at communication to want to then bring bad blood into somebody else's marriage. Why do that? You said shit that you should not. If you had never said anything, it wouldn't have been an issue. So I was very aggravated with them having that conversation after hearing Maurice go off for however long about why it upset him. If you got why it made him mad, that conversation should have never happened, because you're making it seem like he didn't have any right to check you, because the issue wasn't even about that. No, the issue was you speaking on someone else's child. And if he wanted to fuck at you for 2 hours, well, next time, shut the fuck up. Because had you not said shit, you wouldn't have gotten fussed at. And I think her husband making it seem as if, I just don't get why they haven't talked. It don't matter. What Maurice did not tell Kimmy wasn't the point. Because had Kimmy knew, you had no right to bring it up anyway. So, fuck Tiffany and fuck her husband too. I'm sorry.
Quite simply.
Tisha, Wanda, and Marceau. Wanda tells Tisha about her argument with the ladies. She also calls Marceau out for delivering that wine to Mel. She also brings up the fact that he got a side baby. Now, when Tisha came outside, Tisha says that she's over the BS. She don't want her mama beefing with nobody on her behalf, right? So she's ready to move on. She also stresses the point to everybody that her household is good, she's happy, she's not stressed about anything. And she also confronts Marceau about giving that bottle or whatever to Mel, and he didn't really answer that. What did I want to say? Wanda messy as hell, but I was glad to hear Tisha kind of tell her mama, like, you need to let that mess go because that's not where I'm at with it. And I like that she also said, I need to find out what was really said for Kimmy to respond to you in that manner, because she also knows that her mama can be a bit messy in that sort. What are y'all thoughts about all of that? And I also didn't mind Marceau not responding back to Tisha a little bit, because girl, you just said that you weren't bothered. You said that you're good over there in your household, and then now you over here running his ear down trying to find out information about him delivering a bottle without you being there.
Marceau was funny. I think Marceau picking through them blinds, him coming out on this coolie, sipping his coffee, whatever he was drinking. I think Wanda came to wreak havoc, and I think Tisha just didn't buy into it this time. I think Tisha allowed her mama to say whatever, but I like how at every turn Tisha was level head, like, Ma, I don't need to fight my battles. Ma, I don't need you. You don't bring up this and that. I don't know what changed in Tisha, because I've never seen her advise her mama to not be messy. Like, Ma, I need you to leave it alone. Like, even when she went on about, you got a sad baby, or whatever, her, like, Ma, that hurts me, my kids. Like, I love how she checks her mama in the most respectful way. But I don't mind Wanda being messy. I used to hate when Wanda was messy and Tisha didn't check it. So I don't mind her being messy, but she's like, Mama, cut it out. Cut it out. Cut it out. But I do think Tisha didn't have an issue with it was Tisha saying he told me he wanted her to be a brand ambassador. So I'm like, okay, if you knew that. He told me he was gonna give her some wine. You knew that. So how else would she get it unless you took it to her? So I think she didn't have an issue with her mama brought it up, but to me that was dumb. Because if you're not insecure, and if you trust your husband, you should not have an issue with him taking wine to someone to be a brand ambassador. But if you see it, you already knew about it. So that was weird for me.
What was weird for me was her overdoing it, trying to oversell the fact that everything is good all in her hood and in her household and stuff. But what you said, it was a change in Tisha. The change was the fans digging in her ass. So that was her feeling the need to, kind of like overcompensate with, checking her mom when she's never done before, and also wanting people to see that she also can have Marceau in check as well. He was so shocked that that's why I think he ultimately didn't even answer your question. Now you out here doing the most.
I think he was mad when he grabbed. I think when you got his face, he got mad.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, why grab me? I'm not a kid. I think that was we was like, what do you let me know? But I mean, I would have kept asking him.
Right.
I think that Wanda is jealous of Tisha.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Wanda wishes she had a husband like Marceau. Even if he is out there cheating or whatever the fuck, Marceau takes care of his family. Marceau is there. He has not left Tisha to fend for herself. And they live a nice life. He done got Tisha on the show. I think Wanda shows up to wreak havoc, not only because, it's cute and funny on the show and all of that bullshit, but I think essentially she's always been this person. She's just leaned into it more since they're on the show. But I think she was always doing this in their marriage because I think she's jealous of her daughter. And some mothers do that. Some mothers do show up to their daughters' houses or their sons' houses and wreak havoc because they are jealous of what their children have been able to accomplish that they couldn't. Some people recognize that their children are supposed to do better than them, and then that's a good thing if they do better than you. And then other people feel like, oh, she got that, I'm her mom, and how she gonna get that before me, or or how she get to have that and I didn't get to have that, or whatever, because I can't think of another reason why you would actively try to harm your daughter the way Wanda does to Tisha. They can act all day, but Tisha switching to questioning Marceau about that situation shows to me that deep down, her mom is a very soft spot for her, and her mom knows that she can press her buttons, and when her mom wants to, she does. And that's so fucked up to me at the end of the day. Tisha did stand up to her mom, but I feel like that's only momentary. And as far as Marceau not answering the question, I think it's because Marceau thought it was stupid. But also, Marceau, you have a crush on Mel. Everybody knows you like Mel. You flirt with Mel all the time, and Mel looks at you like you're a damn fool and keeps it pushing. So if Tisha is worried, she shouldn't be, because Mel don't want Marceau. Okay, so you can go ahead and get that out your head and let that go, good girl. Now, we didn't see this episode, but I just so happened to pop in Mel's live today at the end of it, and she was on some inspirational shit, I'm sure. But there was a portion of it when somebody asked her why she's so mean to Destiny, and she was like, go and ask Destiny if I'm a good friend to her. Okay, you can go ask her, because I'm sure she'll tell you that I'm a good friend to her. And when she was saying it, I was like, I'm still not over Destiny maybe lying about something and Mel keeping that shit under wraps, because I don't know why, but the tone of what she said was like, trust me, I'm a good friend to her, because if I wasn't a good friend, everybody would know her business. I don't know, something about it, the tone of what she said felt like that to me. I could be wrong, but it just made me go back to, how we've been questioning Destiny's situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, and how we just been questioning what the hell is going on there. Like, what are we missing? Why are you not being forthcoming, but you're on a reality show? Like, what's going on? We still haven't figured out what it is, but I feel like Mel knows what it is. And Mel is basically saying, if I was a bad friend, y'all would know her business. So trust me, I'm not a bad friend to Destiny.
Interesting. In that scene, I feel like I seen Tisha in between two manipulative people. Marceau did not answer her questions at all. And it was something that she specifically asked him, and he left her in the unknown. It just sucked. And then, of course, Wanda, like Bondy said, was pushing buttons and brought up the side baby. So really, I have nothing else to say. I don't have anything to say about Tisha and Marceau. It's the same stuff we've been seeing. I feel like at the end of the day, because of who Wanda is, Tisha was always going to end up with somebody like Marceau. So it just is what it is.
Agreed. Real Housewives of Potomac. Wendy tells Eddie about what happened in Williamsburg. He's not happy because everybody knows their history, so he doesn't appreciate people going around spreading those rumors. Giselle and Robin, on the other hand, decided to go ahead and have a podcast to speak on breakups and makeups. And for some reason, Giselle is saying that she's okay with the one night stand. But if this is the way that your life is, she doesn't want to be a part of it and wish she would have known 2 years prior. Only to backtrack in the confessional. Robin feels as though her relationship is actually different than everybody else's. How, we are still wondering. Candace and Chris, okay? Candace tells Chris about Giselle, saying that he is riding her coattail. But Chris just feels like, listen, you've supported me in all other areas of my life, so now it's my turn to return the favor. Ashley and Michael, so they go to see the doctor regarding what baby Dylan. Michael decides to really act like he's father of the year with all of the questions that he chose to ask the nurse, the specialist, or whatnot, doing the absolute most. He goes on to ride in the car and somewhat insults Ashley's figure by letting her know that she is getting down to the size that he likes, and that's a good thing for him. Then we get to Karen, Wendy, and Mia as they're trying on, Karen is trying on dresses. Mia thought this would be a great time to let the ladies know, listen, I was invited to Robin's dinner. You guys were not. Okay, the ladies did not expect to have been invited anyway, but Karen has a message for Giselle. She wants her to not apologize for her words, but to regret her words. That's not going to happen. We get to Robin's dinner. Candace realized that Wendy and Karen are not there. It leads Giselle to ask Ashley, did you add anything extra into the conversation with Wendy? Ashley says, no, she was not being messy. A scholar says, in so many words, Mia, yes, you were, because you were assuming the rumors out there about Wendy's husband were indeed true. Candace says, absolutely, yes, that hoe did. Okay, Ashley said you called me a hoe, just as Giselle called the ladies hoes earlier in the episode. Then Candace went on to call Ashley a wide body ass. Ashley said that she was being body shamed. Candace says that she was not. I am with Candace on that. Ashley, your husband just insulted you in the car. So you may want to start there. Okay, wide body as in wide mouth, wide forehead, and that. What else did I want to say? I think that's it. Y'all go ahead.
So I was giggling. I was giggling in my spirit and snapping in the air when she called her a wide body bitch and had called her a hoe. And when she was like, is that appropriate? She was like, I don't care because I want to call you a hoe. I was appreciative of Candace's energy in that moment, but I also want Candace to be prepared for when she has a baby for somebody to call her a wide body bitch and, you know, make her feel away. And just be prepared and don't cry and don't play victim and don't, you know, put up post-it notes and don't reach for the tissue, bitch. Just accept it. Just accept it as, karmic energy. I do love her reads, but I need for her to be able to take what she dishes. And I feel like often Candace goes for the fucking jugular out of nowhere. But then when somebody snaps off on her ass, she's like, somebody get me a tissue and fold it into a triangle for me, please. So I love her, but she's so problematic. You know what I'm saying? She's just rather problematic. Ashley annoys my spirit. So why body, why forehead, whatever. Ashley will be skinny in 5 seconds. She had that fucking baby 2 weeks ago sitting up there talking about, oh, I'm having a hard time getting the weight down. Bitch, you had that baby 5 minutes ago, bitch. That baby is brand new, okay? Like that baby is spanking brand new, bitch. You're not supposed to look like your old self like right after having a baby. That's why I feel like they need to get the fuck out of Wendy's business because everybody's forgetting that Wendy just got a BBL after having her baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, why it can't just be about my body and me wanting to feel better about myself, bitch. Anyway, but yeah, I think I want Wendy to stop crying about this situation though. And I think it's funny that you thought Giselle was your real friend. You're stupid. And them not being invited to Robin's boring ass dinner party. Like, who the fuck wanted to sit in front of Rachel Dolezal on her 42nd birthday with her fucking scrunchie? Like, nobody gives a fuck. Like, that boring ass dinner, bitch, bye.
That's true, because I think Candace reading Ashley was the highlight of the dinner, unfortunately.
I feel like when you read somebody, your lazy reads, and the reason I did not like her comment was because it wasn't a read. It was she was trying to fuck with her because of her body. We know at the end of the day is a sass too. So I think the reason for me was like you said it because she had a baby. She's because she had a baby. So I'm like, I think I'm always like women who have kids, they always have issues right after birth. So I would not want anyone doing that to anybody. If Candace had a kid, I would say don't do that to her either. I might go and ask even think that like there are many things to go at her for. Why go there? Because you're body shaming her because you had a kid. So while I don't mind her reading her, it wasn't a read. It was just her being mean. And I think that's the difference. You can want to call her big forehead, how she's messy, her husband ain't shit, but wide body milkmaid because she had a baby she breastfeeds her kids, to me is like it's also mommy shame. It's like some women can't breastfeed. My sister couldn't breastfeed. Something like call her a milkmaid. She said it because
you know why she called her a milkmaid? She called her a milkmaid because that's what milkmen used to do. They used to walk around with milk and dropping off dick, but instead Ashley brought her ass down to Williamsburg to drop off mess with her motherfucking milk. So she's a filthy ass milkmaid. Absolutely, with her wide
I
body.
didn't like it. I just didn't like it. So
I
I
didn't get
mean,
the whole like breastfeeding shaming
because
part.
back in the day, you would have black women breastfeed white people's babies. So that's where milkmaid also come from. Is the women who breastfeed the babies because the white women did not
Actually,
want to
not black.
breastfeed
Well,
their young kids.
He's a white mixed woman.
Ashley chose to breastfeed those
That's
white men's babies.
that's. But my
So
point
this is not
is,
that same thing.
my point is, I didn't like it because I feel like Candace can read whoever. I'm not against her reading anybody. My point is, what she said wasn't a read. What she said was body shaming. What she said was kind of mommy shaming. Anyone who had a baby 2 weeks ago, they're gonna be why because the babies came out. So I'm looking like you could have called her all these other things, but you tried to go. But to her, she was. So I think
just saying that. I don't even think
still didn't like it though.
Like that. I think she only said that because Ashley said something about losing the weight right before she sat down.
Candace wasn't there yet.
Felt like
Yeah, Candace wasn't there yet.
I thought she said. Candace had just said you.
She walked in.
Candace wasn't there.
Giselle said.
Then why did she say that? Why did she?
Because she was body shaming her because she's white. Candace wasn't there when she said that to Giselle.
I don't think it was that.
Never mind. You said why what?
Never mind. I forgot.
Why, buddy? That's what Candace said.
So, in my opinion, y'all, I wanted Candace to light Ashley up. Trust, I did. But and when she said why body, y'all, I was grinning from ear to ear. But I still was like, ooh, like my stomach just, ooh, I was like, damn, that hurt. But then I found myself wondering why every time she takes a dig at Ashley, is it in regards to her motherhood? Even whenever she was retelling the story multiple times of what happened in Williamsburg, she had to keep bringing up the point that she was getting her milk out of the fridge, or she was doing this, and she was breastfeeding, and it's like,
she mommy shaming.
I feel like she was bringing attention to the fact that, I mean, if y'all want to call it mommy shaming, I don't. I feel like you a whole fucking mom. Wendy even said this in like the after show. You a whole ass fucking mama, just had a child 2 weeks ago, didn't give a damn about them. You came down for a few hours to be messy. So I think she brings that up to reference that this woman is breastfeeding. This woman is just had a newborn, but instead of being there for her kids in that time frame, she decided to drive 4 hours away from her children to come.
But Giselle drove across town to go to Affy's house to go ask you about that. Because let's remember, Giselle took, but she has kids. Giselle took the news to Ashley.
Breastfeeding.
My point is, people like to,
and that's my.
I'm not an Affy fan, so y'all get it. I'm not. I mean, everybody. I'm not an Affy fan. Leave the comments too. My issue is not that I believe Affy is an innocent person who needs to be defended. My point is, people want to make it seem as if because people do not like her, they don't see anything wrong with what anyone does to her. And I'm like, Giselle took the news to Ashley.
And others may do with Candace. I feel like just because y'all like this girl.
I would give Candace her when she's right. Like I said before, I like her this season up until recently. I'm like, okay, she's growing on me this season. Last season, I did not like her, but I still like if she's cool, she's cool. My thing is, I said before, she can read Ashley. I also said Ashley's not innocent. However, saying to someone who had a baby 2 weeks ago, your wide body ass is body shaming and mommy shaming because she had a kid. That's just my fact.
So I just have to say, I didn't think it was mommy shaming. I think that Candace brought it up as a way to say, oh, all you want to talk about is how much of a mom you are, how great of a mom you are, yet you're taking attention away from your kids to come be in some shit, right? Mm-hmm. But I feel like even before this, she would say things like, okay, for example, the pajama party. She says, oh, well, she's probably having a baby. Then Williamsburg, before Ashley came and started the mess, she said her stitches probably aren't even, what she said, her stitches probably haven't even
healed yet.
Or healed. So it was like, that's why I'm saying I was more curious as to what was going on in Candace's mind, because Ashley hadn't even got to Williamsburg before you were already using references of her being a mom to come at her. Like, it was just weird to me. I wanted to know what was going on in Candace's mind.
I know she used that as an excuse to not invite her to that slumber party. She's about to have her child.
That makes sense. That's fair. But why is it that Candace is the only one that is always commenting or always making it seem like Ashley's priority is raising her children? Why is that the first thing on
Because
Candace's mind?
that's Ashley's claim to fame, and nobody else on the cast wants to read her because she got them new kids. Even Wendy said it once again in her in the after show. She said the reason she didn't snap off on Ashley like she wanted to was because she had just had that baby.
Did Candace not say you body shamed yourself when you walked in here? Did Candace not say that?
She said
She
that.
did
Yep.
say that.
So again, when I was trying to say earlier, because I forgot, again, like that's why I felt like she went to the body thing, because Ashley had referenced that she was feeling a way about her body already. Y'all was saying that Candace wasn't there yet when she said that, but Candace then says you body shamed yourself when you walked in here. So I'm confused.
But what Candace meant by that was, well, the way I took it, okay? The way I took it, that Candace meant by that was like, you body shamed yourself by leaving the damn house because you look a mess. That's the way I took it. Not so much what you discussed with Giselle, because Candace wasn't there yet.
Yeah, that's what she meant by that. I agree, Necey.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me just say, I don't think it's mommy shaming. I don't think that Ashley's feelings are hurt. I don't think Ashley gives a fuck about what Candace thinks about her. I think Candace is jealous because she's probably trying to get pregnant and hasn't been able to. But whatever. It takes time. But I do feel like you're jealous of her motherhood in some type of way. But I also feel like Ashley absolutely uses the baby as a way to get away with all the shady shit that she does, which is why Candace likes to go for the jugular and bring up the fact that she's a mom. You want to keep bringing up the fact that you're a mom and everybody wants to keep giving you passes and excuses for being a mom. Well, guess what? I'm going to hit that ass where it hurt when I feel like it. I understand that about Candace, because I myself don't give a fuck. If I'm going at you, I don't give a fuck about, oh, she's a mom. I don't give a fuck. I go about you and your baby and your mama and everybody else. If I feel like I'm going at your neck, I'm going at your motherfucking neck, and I don't give a fuck. You can say whatever you want to say. Oh, that's too much. I don't give a fuck. So when Candace went at her, I felt like, bitch, go at her. But I also feel like Candace is still mad that Ashley turned state's evidence on her to about Monique, and I want her to get over that shit, because you still mad about that shit, and the case is over, bitch. The case is over. The fight is over. Monique is not on the show anymore. Get the fuck over it, okay? I know you don't like Ashley. Ashley don't like you, but the vitriol that Candace has towards Ashley is just too much at this point.
They've never, ever liked each other. I think it's beyond the Monique thing that happened last year. I mean, like, yeah, I think that definitely has a part of it, but I think she just never liked Ashley at all. So their feud is like Giselle and Karen, even though they had a friendship. It looks like we're going to continue to see those two battle it out as we see Candace and Ashley battle it out for probably the next few seasons to come. But anybody else got any more thoughts on Real Housewives of Potomac? Thank you so much, R-Marie, for the super chat. Candace brings up Ashley being a new mom because every time they get into it, Ashley throws it up. Last season, you were calling me XYZ on my Twitter, and I was giving birth. Thanks for the super chat.
I understand that. I think that my question is more about Candace than it is about Ashley. What is going on in Candace's mind? Individually, personally, like the jealousy thing.
I don't think she has a reason to be jealous. A lot of people say that. I don't see it. I mean, maybe
not of her marriage,
mom, but I don't know. I don't see that. But TBD.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Don't mean y'all wrong. It's just that I don't see it. All right, guys. That's that on that. Be sure to follow us on all social media platforms, okay? You can find all of our great information here. I'll leave it up for a minute so that you guys will be able to find us, contact us, follow us, all of that great stuff. We had a great time with you guys tonight, and we're going to go ahead and peace out, baby. Peace.